Welcome, everybody, to another action-packed episode of the Analyst Desk. It is I, Jacob Thomas Moore. I figure I'll give you my middle name for the first time ever on the desk. Adam and Dan both already knew my middle name, though. But everyone else,
I didn't remember it.
Their mind blown.
Well, I didn't know. I kind of knew it, but I had forgotten about it, Jacob, to be honest with you.
That kind of hurts.
Well, I have a bad memory, so I don't know why I would remember simple information like that, but
because you're a smart man.
Well, smart man is an interesting concept, to say about me. It's an interesting title to give me, I would say, to say the least, about a lot of things, though. But that's beyond the point.
And of course, we also have Mr. Moore for your money.
Woo! My middle name is James. That's why on all my social media is Dan J. Moore.
And yeah, how's it going, Key? Always good.
Hello, Key. Welcome back to Dex.
And yeah, that Denmark game, I'm not gonna lie. When I said we'll go live right after the Leafs and made posts and everything, which I don't know why the post didn't go to Facebook, so hopefully people know we're here. But hi.
What's on Facebook? Didn't go on Facebook?
For some reason, our promo post didn't upload. But
that's dumb.
What's the score in that game?
But that game, last time I checked, was 3-2 Czechia.
Oh yeah, no, I saw
including
it was
Czechia getting a 5-minute power play and only getting 1 goal, similar to a Team Canada issue.
Yeah.
Wow.
Denmark, after that 13-2 demolition and that last, I don't think any of their prelim games were very close. So I'm 6-2. I say 6-2, despite Finland's dominance, 6-2 is still relatively close for a team like Denmark, who hasn't been in this competition, or at least in this division in the last 10 years or something like that. They've been gone from this division.
It's been a hot
the fact that they're keeping games competitive is good for hockey. Latvia being competitive today is again good for hockey. But
100%.
And I told Jacob this, or I put it I told both of you maybe that this game, everybody, unless you were haven't been paying attention to IHF hockey, you kind of knew Latvia would put up a fight because they have been the last 2 years in the World Juniors, and then they've been causing issues. They caused probably what I would consider maybe the greatest Canadian team collection. At least defensively, that was probably the best Canadian team we've seen in a while at the 2014 Olympics. And they kept, it was a third period goal from Shea Weber that beat Latvia. They've been giving us trouble for years. It's nothing surprising because they're just so good defensively.
Well,
but it's
sure.
Yeah. So it's if you weren't paying attention, you would know. But even so, Denmark, I think it was 2015. I don't remember if it was 2015 or not. Denmark finished 3rd at the World Juniors, which was maybe what I would consider one of the greatest runs I've ever seen in this tournament, especially for a team outside of Sweden, Finland, Russia, Canada, United States. We never seen something like that before.
Really? Oh, no.
And yeah, it is. And welcome
back, Wilder.
Always good to hear from you. And yeah, big. I would have liked to see the Leafs win that game a little bit cleaner, but a win is a win. But losing William Nylander is certainly gonna hurt.
Devastating. That sucks.
You know what? Why don't we actually break down this Leaf win a little bit? And
just quick update: Czechia is beating Denmark 4-2 at the moment.
Okay, we'll get.
Okay.
Sorry, I've actually put up the wrong graphic. But yes, Canada did win 2-1 over Latvia. But no, we had Ottawa's record is not 1-1-0. My apologies, guys. I whip these graphics up the best I can. But when we're looking at this game from Toronto, I think they got to be happy with another game with a lot of offense. I thought the new power play structure looked good. Obviously you go 2 for 3 on the power play. You can't complain. Austin Matthews, 1 goal, 2 assists. Matthew Nyes, 2 goals and assists. Max Domi, 3 assists. Also, did some Max Domi-esque things, but overall good game. Marcelli, Dan, like him or lump him, he's starting to hit his stride in this lineup, 2 points. Robertson a goal and an assist. McManus a goal. Jake McCabe an assist, Tavares went the empty netter, and Joseph Woe did the what I like to call the your impression when you bend, you just don't break.
For sure, 100%.
You love to see. I also want to say, like, seeing Matthews get 3 points is great. Thank you, Lane. Thanks, buddy. I finally figured out my camera, which, like, took me long enough. But, like, it's good to see that the Leafs got the win. I didn't watch the game. And, of course, the game I don't watch is a 7-5 game. Like, of course that happens.
Drew, we kept flipping between this and the U.S.-Switzerland game.
That was close, too. That was close, too. I heard Hudson. I saw the Hudson injury, which, like, sucks for him. Yeah. I saw that he did get released from hospital, though. Like, they released him from hospital today, and he went back to the arena.
Is that crazy?
I'm going to be honest with you. If, like, relatively speaking, he shouldn't play again at this tournament.
No.
There is no way the U.S. should allow that. Even if he was cleared from the hospital, there's no way they should let him touch the ice again at this tournament. Like, they got to look out for his health. Like, that's a pretty scary injury.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, he could have been seriously paralyzed. Like, it's not exactly like they take a lot of risks, hockey players. Given a puck can just like hit them up behind the neck at any point, even with a net guard. Like, there's still always like big risks you're taking, and I don't think he should touch the ice again. Like, that's a tough injury for him. Tough injury for the United States, because it's going to be a big miss if he does end up missing the rest of the tournament. That's a big miss for the US.
Well, I mean, you could argue he's their best player.
You can, along with Hagens. James Hagens is really good as well.
That USA team is stacked, although let's be honest, I think Switzerland gave them a bigger run for their money than anyone expected.
And I will say, and I think this goes back to the conversation we had last night about like expectations and stuff for these teams. But I'm like, all these countries, like Switzerland, have put out some amazing NHL players. Like Nico Hischier is Swiss. Like the Switzerland have put out, I'm pretty sure Nico Hischier is Swiss anyways. If I'm wrong, then that makes me look kind of dumb. But like Nico Hischier, like there's a lot of great Swiss-born players out there. So it shouldn't be all that surprising that they've finally gotten like a good team together that's able to
100%, yeah.
And I don't think it's exactly all that the US maybe just had a little bit, like we're a little bit more confident again today. But like it's a little bit I don't want to say it's concerning, because I think it's good for hockey in general when a lot of these, well, that's great for Denmark. Gotta love that.
Yeah, that was a sweet goal.
It's good for Roman Josi, Swiss. Exactly, Lane. Thank you for that one as well. Mm-hmm. But it's like,
too. It's
great to see like all these countries doing better. It's good for hockey, and it's great for this tournament to see more teams being able to compete against the big boys. It's good to see. The Canada game wasn't perfect, of course, but all that counts is getting the win at the end of the day.
Well,
the performance was better.
No. I will say though, you got to remember. And by the way, you can say crap in the comment sections, but I do appreciate you censoring yourself there. I will say though, a win isn't always a win when some games, a regulation win's worth 3. Yeah, and an overtime win is worth 2. This makes it a lot more complicated now. If things go the way everyone's planned, Czechia, by the way, has just made it 5-2 over Denmark. Looks like they're starting to pull away a little bit. Yeah. But it just makes it more interesting when Canada faces Finland on New Year's Eve. I almost said Remembrance Day for some reason. Definitely not Remembrance Day.
So, Dan, I don't think you were in here. Sorry, Jacob, to kind of cut you off there. But I do want to like point out, once we kind of get more into the Canada game, I did find the shot chart on the IIHF website, which I didn't know you could actually find that. Huh. And I find it's interesting where Canada's shots were coming from, which I find like it's a big part of this story though. Like, especially if you watch that game, you would see like the Latvia, along with a lot of like smaller countries, like to pack in like between the two face-off dots in their D zone. They pack it in so you can't get in there and you can't get in front of their goalie. Yeah, 100%. So you can't really tip pucks and stuff. And I'm like, and I think it's a big story when you look at it. Is it like Canada, this game was really close. So it's a little bit concerning when you look on it from the outside. But when you really look at the game and you really like you're paying attention to how Latvia plays defensively, then you know that Latvia didn't give Canada anything. And it's like you can only do so much at the end of the day, in my opinion. Like you can only play to how the other team's playing you. Yeah, and I don't think there was much else Canada could have really done outside of having the shots they did, because they did get some incredible chances. Maybe they could have gotten their sticks on some more pucks and like gotten more dominant earlier in the game. But like as I was telling Jacob, like 7 chances, and you, Dan, 7 chances each off of turnovers. Is it in the third? I don't know what the stat was at the end of the game because I didn't keep watching TSN if they had said it, but like 7 chances each off of turnovers after 40 minutes. Like that's where Latvia was doing the damage.
100%. Yeah.
11-1 on cycle chances after 40 minutes for Canada is where it's really interesting, because Latvia wasn't getting those cycle chances because that's not their game at the end of the day. They're not skilled enough. Like, and that's like, they're not skilled enough to develop those chances when they're cycling as much as they potentially try to, of course, but Canada is. So Canada was able to get that. But like, you got to look at it fully where Canada was making the chances at least. And I think that's a big thing.
Huge.
They need to just finish those chances at the end of the day. But I see the positives. I thought defensively they were better today.
Yeah, much better defensively.
Like I think it's just the turnovers at the end of the day. Like I don't think defensively they're horrible off of rush chances, but I think it's like big to just clean up those turnovers a little bit more. But again, I don't think it was exactly like I saw some improvements, whether that's just me being biased or not. Like, but I did see some good things today. I do want to also say, could Ivan Kovic have stolen the net after that performance? Because Carter George,
I was just about to say that, because I thought Ivan Kovic looked great tonight.
I think he played better than Carter George too.
That goal was like,
no chance.
I think it's either him or George. One of them was undefeated at every level for Canada heading into last year's World Juniors. 6-0. Perfection in every single game they had played for Canada previous to the tournament. I don't remember which one it was, but one of them was, and I'm like, that's an amazing stat to have at like a 17, 18 years old. Like, that's
it's really incredible.
And it's like, but like I saw it and I'm just like, that's great. And Ivan Kovic is an amazing, like Ravensburg, who was their backup today. Yeah, where is the box, Dan?
It's not Boxing Day.
It's not Boxing Day, but maybe you should consider doing it more.
And Wilder, absolutely awesome game from Austin Matthews. And this leads me into a gas or ass, and then we'll get back into Team Canada. But I want to get a gas or ass involving the comment section here. And let's get into gas or ass. Gas or ass. Or is it ass? Gas or ass? This game is the turning point for Austin Matthews this season.
Oh, man. I didn't watch the game, so I can only tell you what I see from the stats that he had, which was 3 points. Played great. He hadn't had a point in his last 5 games heading into this game. He hadn't exactly been great. I think seeing that he got points, he was involved. His whole line was involved. And it's like seeing those, you guys who have watched the game can tell me, but I think this is a good point. This is something good for Matthews to build off of heading into the new year and it's all that. Like, this is something to build off even for tomorrow. I got ahead of myself. Heading into tomorrow, this is a good things for him to build off of because he got offensively involved more than he has recently.
Lane Dashing Dashco, who unfortunately is feeling a little under the weather. So let's all send him
feel better,
love.
bud.
So maybe you guys can tell me
better. Feel like you've been hit by a truck. Please don't get hit by a truck. Lane is saying ass. I'm saying gas on this because I thought tonight Austin Matthews looked like the old Austin Matthews. 9 shots, 1 goal, 3 assists. He got absolutely robbed. Should have had a second one tonight. I thought he controlled the play. I thought he controlled the line. He drove that line tonight. It was Bobby McMahon and Domi were there for the ride. Austin Matthews drove that line hook, line, and sinker. And you watch, I think Austin Matthews goes on a tear going into January. I'm saying gas, Lane saying ass. Yes, they still almost blew a 4-goal lead, and that is not very good. And we'll certainly get into that. But I just mean for Austin Matthews, Captain Underpants. Dan, are you gas or are you ass?
I got a weird answer for this one. I'm ass on this one, and the reason why I'm ass on this one is maybe he didn't get a point last game on Pittsburgh, but I thought he looked really solid in that game against Pittsburgh. He looked really fast, which he hasn't lately. He was good in face-offs. He was good defensively. And I think that Pittsburgh game was the turning point. I didn't think that.
Oh, that's so confusing me for a second.
I didn't think Marc Savard has as big of a deal to this as I thought, but Marc Savard, they looked really better.
We have ass from Even a Broken Clock's right twice a day. One of my favorites.
Yeah, very true.
Ass passing some gas.
Oh, good one.
Lane's pointing out still about the captain leadership. And look, I don't think
I agree with that 100%.
Captain that's going to run in there and grab a player and start screaming at him and throw him against the wall, which no one should do that.
You had the wrong idea of what Austin Matthews as a player.
Well, that's the thing, and I don't mean Austin Matthews. I don't mean Austin Matthews becoming a leader. Honestly, do you know what I mean? Austin Matthews becoming the goal-scoring threat that everyone knows that he can be. And that's why I think this is something we need to keep track of Austin Matthews over the next few games and kind of see was either the Pittsburgh game, as Dan pointed out, where he played very well, or tonight where, you know what, playing well is one thing, but numbers don't lie. And he's a +2 with 3 points tonight. Look, this is the first time he's been a plus player in the last 5 games. So maybe this is the game. 9 shots when the other games he was only getting 3 to 4 max, right?
Oh, so that's a big difference for sure.
He had 6 shots in the second period alone. Austin Matthews really killed
the other thing I want to point out about Captain Underpants at CBC.
Lane, can I talk to you before 2 weeks? Like, I'd be really lonely if I didn't talk to you for 2 weeks.
I'd say my bad. It wasn't CBC. It was Hockey Night in Canada. But anyway, Hockey Night in Canada pointed out is that when Captain Underpants had his 69 great number goal season, his shooting percentage was almost 16%. This year, his shooting percentage is only around 8%. That's like cut it in half, basically.
It is cutting, but let's see. Let's see if this is the turning point. Savard clearly was the issue all along. I mean, look, the power play did look a lot better. I will say, you know, it's funny. I'm saying this about Matthews. I'm going to almost say the opposite about the power play. I want a bigger sample size.
Yeah, for sure.
But 2 for 3 numbers don't lie. Power play looked great. I thought both power play goals were nice goals. Part of me actually likes the second unit better than the first unit on the power play at the moment for the Leafs.
Yeah, especially about Willie.
I mean, well, let's hope Nylander's not out for too long.
Yeah,
and to answer your question, Lane, the Swiss did not score 2 shorthanded goals. But I will say, if you guys didn't get a chance, head over to YouTube or Facebook or Instagrams. I uploaded it there. I don't know. People will watch us on Instagram. We'll find out. Dan and Lane jumped back into the simulation, and they did do one for the Canada game and the US game, which truthfully, both of them weren't quite what EA thought they'd be, but they're still a great time. So I would definitely go check those out. Dan?
Yeah, 100%. One thing I want to point out that Lane and I unfortunately didn't get correct. We thought for sure the American backup goalie would have got the start tonight in real life. That's why I forget his name. So that's why we put him in net in the EA game. But funny enough, in real life, they went with Kemp again. And Kemp played a very good game. So we wonder if that has something to do with the outcome of the score versus real life versus video game land.
And I do agree with you, Lane, when you sorry, Adam, but when you fire it. Go ahead, Adam.
Well, no, Jacob, you were getting to your point. Sorry.
You're good, man. No. I will say to this, Lane, I do agree when you fire and hire a new coach, it can make a difference. But I don't know if that makes as big of a difference with an assistant coach versus a head coach. I honestly am hoping, I'll say a little prayer, take a deep breath of mountain air, as Toby Keith would say. Rest in peace, Toby Keith. Yeah, and I'm really hoping this is when the Leafs start to turn things around, and including Austin Matthews. And as much as I'm not a big fan of him, and Max Domi. Max Domi had a 3-point night tonight. Maybe Domi, Matthews, and McMahon can be aligned. that can
Domi was
really.
a little chippy tonight, which I like to see. Like I
love Joseph Woll like grabbing an Ottawa guy by the neck and just throwing him off with his teammates. I love to see that.
But I like the fact that Domi laid in that hit to Tim Stutzerud when he scored the goal. I mean, Domi did let off a little bit, right? But yeah, I like the fact Domi's getting a little chippy.
Stars and Hawks 3-3. That's
that'll be a good game.
Now, it's still 3-3 late in the third. Blackhawks, Tyler Bertuzzi, 2 goals, who I have on my team Canada, even though no one else does, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's a good pick. He's having a great year.
Dickinson with the 1 goal, another goal for Chicago and for Dallas. Mikko Rantanen with a 3-point night. Wyatt Johnston, 3 assists. I guess that's why you guys put him on Team Canada. And
I didn't.
Niels Lundqvist with another goal.
I put him on my Team Canada because Wyatt Johnston is amazing.
He's a great player for sure.
I've loved Wyatt Johnston since the World Juniors. Since I saw him play at the World Juniors. Mm-hmm. I will say
quickly.
I think the Latvia defense was great. Sorry, Dan.
That's okay. I just want to say quickly. Battle of Alberta has just started and it's already 1-1. Silkovic, Jacob would know that name, scored for Calgary with my guy Krappa with the assister. And Evan Boussard, the whopping $11 million defenseman that can't play defense, got to go on a power play, assisted by Draisaitl and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Hopefully Calgary can start to get on a bit of a run. I still really like the Flames. I know you guys think I'm crazy. But
when did I ever say you were crazy about that?
I love the Flames. I just
you guys think I'm crazy that I would put Matt Canardo on Team USA?
Yeah, because that is crazy.
But to answer your question, David, I would say a little bit of a combination of both. I thought at times Canada was sloppy in their own end. It was better. I'm actually, Adam, I got to give you some kudos here.
Better than yesterday.
You said you would see a difference whether the team listened to coaching or not. And I'm like, I don't know if you'll really see it versus Latvia.
We did.
But we did. We saw a lot of improvements. However, I still think they're turning the puck over way too often in their own end. They're trying to make too many blind passes, which is causing issues. But Latvia, I think, does such a good job at clogging the ice. Canada really couldn't get much going. And Latvia did such a good job at basically just blocking the blue line. As soon as they missed their shot, Canada gets the puck, they just retreated. And it made it really difficult for Canada to push offense. So as much as we like to come on here and go on Canada, this, Canada, that, Canada, this, Canada, that, Latvia played a phenomenal game. And I think we're seeing this whole tournament. Like Denmark, I know the game's starting to get a little out of hand now, but like Denmark has actually given Czechia a bit of a run for their money. That Slovakia-Germany game, which we'll get into all the games, that game was a lot closer than the score. Swiss almost beat the U.S. Like, and
the end of that game
are bad because they're almost losing. These other teams have gotten good.
Jacob, I do want to talk about what happened at the end of that game. Once we get to that game, once we get to the U.S. Swiss game, I want to talk about what transpired at the end of that game. From the
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, here we go, though. And here's some more comments we just got to get to. This is back to the
Jacob's missing quite a few comments, I think.
Don't forget, you boys all got excited a month ago when it quote unquote looked like the Leafs turned the corner and then went right back to being brutally bad. And Lane, you 100%. Are right. But I'm just saying, I think we did see some positives over the last couple games in Leafland, and hopefully this is turning a corner.
We are at the end of December now, and
when Craig Blue positive until the negative comes back. Though you can only think positively until the negative comes back. I'm not going to be all negative about like a decent performance at least, but
I trying to remember.
Not even close. Good question. Let me quickly look it up.
The shot finished the Latvia-Canada game. Canada had 38 shots to Latvia's 27.
And let's see what we did in video game land here.
And then the U.S.-Swiss game. Oh, nope, that's the wrong button. The U.S.-Swiss. The TSN website's kind of cool.
Okay, so in video game land, Canada won 5-0. And Canada got 30 shots, and Latvia got 17 shots.
So not quite.
No.
And then the Swiss U.S. game. This was an interesting one. The States only got 18 shots. Swiss only got 13. Neither team got any power play goals. Give the Swiss a lot of credit, actually. They really did a good job at limiting the chances for the United States from what I saw.
in our video game land, we saw a huge upset in this one. The game actually predicted Switzerland to win, which this game was very close. And the video game predicted 5-4 on overtime. The shots were 38 America, 22 Switzerland. Now, one thing I did point out earlier, we did not know, unfortunately, about the starting goalie when we recorded that game. So the backup goalie for the States was in net. So that might have something to do with that result. And yeah, 100% agree with you. I don't know if you saw our last episode, our last live episode, but I actually had a rant about McKenna in that last episode. So if you haven't, I recommend you going back. You can go back watch our episodes even after live on YouTube.
I do want to point
Facebook,
out
all that
though,
fun stuff.
like about this. I know it's not the same, and I'm not comparing these two players. Before I get into that's what I want to say. I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying, like, it looks kind of similar. Whether like Connor McDavid, let's go back to 2015. So the second tournament he played in. Mm-hmm. So it's year 2, him coming off, of course, he was coming off a broken hand after he punched the glass. And so he hadn't played competitive games in a while, did Mr. Connor McDavid heading into this tournament. And he did not look impressive. I don't remember who they played in game 1. I think it may have been Finland, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But I actually had been watching Canada versus Germany from that tournament for some odd reason. Yeah. I found that game and I decided I wanted to watch it. Just a little bit of a throwback in that tournament. And like McDavid heading into that game had a team high 6 shots, did not score a goal. And obviously all the noise around it was, is Connor McDavid actually as good as everybody says he is? Or do the stats just lie because he plays in the OHL and all this, and the OHL not always known for its defense? But like, I think he proved it in the next game. He had 2 points in the first 2 periods. Him and Curtis Lazar looked great in that game. And then he went on and had a great tournament. But it's like Gavin McKenna has 4 points. He has 2 assists in each of the first 2 games. Yeah, Gavin McKenna may not be dominating the game as everybody had expected him to do, and I think he expects himself to do. But I don't want to say he's not. I don't think Shane Wright dominated the tournament he was in either.
Well, I was just going to say that's a great example.
Well, I think he more means. I think here. Sorry to interrupt you guys, but I think he more means here. Is Gavin McKenna going to be like Shane Wright, where everyone had these really high expectations? And then, because also, too, if memory serves me right, Adam, you can correct me. He's not tearing it up in the NCAA either, Gavin McKenna. He's not bad, but he's not tearing it up. So is this a Shane Wright situation? And there's this, I believe you pronounce it Stenheim player out of Sweden. And I think the Stenheim player could actually give McKenna potentially a run for the first overall pick.
So Jacob, I will answer your question there.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Like, I think the difference between the Wright situation and the McKenna situation is that Shane Wright got hurt.
Okay.
No, not hurt. Sorry, no, not hurt.
There's some controversy with Shane Wright.
He missed times of his first 2. Sorry, Dan. What did you say? Sorry, I didn't.
That's okay. There's some controversy with Shane Wright going into the NHL entry draft because of his attitude.
Yeah,
so like juniors. I don't remember the full story, but I do remember that.
So like Shane Wright heading into his draft year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, what was it? He missed his first 2 seasons were both interrupted via COVID.
Yeah,
because he was COVID affected. And then, so yeah, there were attitude issues. But I think that kind of happens when you're told that you're the best player at your age level for as long as Shane Wright was told he was the best player in his age group.
Oh, for sure.
He was, if I'm not mistaken, he was put into the OHL like a year earlier.
Yeah, like Tavares.
Other great players have been, and it's like he's been told for so long he is the best player at his age. Yeah, he was told he was so good for so long, and it's like, how does that not get to your head? I think in some aspects.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And I don't think Shane Wright played. I think it was either the 22 or 23 World Juniors when he was captain of Team Canada. I don't think he obviously played bad, but he was outshined by Connor Bedard, who was probably the best player around
Who
his
is it
age.
outshined by Connor Bedard mostly?
Yeah, I agree with his comment here.
No,
That's what I
yeah, he
remembered
definitely
about
did
him.
have like big attitude issues heading into
Maybe
the
that's
draft.
gotten better. I don't know the guy personally.
According to like the draft interviews and stuff, apparently
Right.
he
He
didn't
was
have
just
the best attitude in the world. I think it's because he had been told for what was it, like 2 or 3 years that he was going to be the first overall pick and nobody was touching him. And it's like, how can you not, I guess, get that attitude? And I want to say Montreal, I don't think the reason Montreal didn't take Shane Wright was because of his attitude issues. I personally, I would like to think it's because I think they like Slafkovsky more. And I think who Yuri Slafkovsky was heading into that draft, which was he'd been playing with grown adults for a couple years at that point, and he was more developed, I think, maturity-wise and stuff because he had been playing with adult players heading into that point. It was also they had Nick Suzuki. Like I think they had already drafted Owen Beck at that time.
Well, the thing is,
Shane Wright. So I like with Team Canada. So I do want to say, sorry, Dan, again.
That's
but
okay.
like I think it all came down to why he dropped from at least Montreal was because of a fit perspective, and that's why they didn't draft him. Everybody else could have just been they just freaked out because who thought that Shane Wright was going to drop outside of Montreal? Who knew who they were going to draft? Like, and he ended up going to Seattle, and I think again, like I want to go back to the fact that he missed time due to COVID, and I don't think Seattle handed just like how I thought New York Rangers stunted Alexei Lafreniere's development when they played him on the third line his whole rookie year.
Yeah.
I don't think Seattle handled him well his first 2 years, at least after getting drafted. And then I think Seattle's done a good job at this point now, and he's starting to get better. Mm-hmm. I don't think Shane Wright's going to be the player everybody expected him to be. Is he going to be one of the, is he going to be a great center for Seattle? Yeah. Is he going to be the number 1 overall pick, superstar franchise guy everybody expected him to be? Probably not, and that's okay. Like I think also expectations and him being told he was set to be a franchise guy in the NHL. He's going to get drafted by the Montreal Canadiens, and he was going to be the next superstar for that franchise, along with Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield and all these other guys. Like, how does that not affect a young guy? And you could say that about basically anybody. Like Connor McDavid could have been affected by.
Well, you know what? It's funny enough, Adam and Dan, if you guys remember, we had the same conversation last night about Team Canada coming in, Team USA sometimes coming into these tournaments overconfident because they're being told all the time that they are the best thing since sliced bread to come out on the ice. Quick shout outs, by the way, to Mike Tchaikovsky and Sam. Dan, how do you say Sam's last name?
Acton.
That I don't think that's right, but we're gonna go with it. For the likes on the video,
I don't know what Sam you're talking about.
Sam from your school.
Yeah, Sam Acton, I believe.
I do want to say though, I don't think Gavin. I think because I don't want to go off and say like Gavin McKenna is not going to be the player I think he can be, because I think Gavin McKenna is one of the best players in the world. I think not the world, but he's one of the best players, young players heading into this draft. Like Caden Veroff, who's expected to be like the 2nd or 3rd overall pick, is not even playing at this tournament right now. Like, what does that say about a 17-year-old who's expected to be drafted highly when he goes up for the draft, that he's not even playing games right now?
I don't think we said Sam's last name right, by the way, Sam, so I do apologize.
I realize there's no T in your last name. I remember starting with an A.
But it's interesting here about Slafkovsky, and then Dan, I know there's a point you really want to get to. I just want to get.
I'm not good with spelling, Sam. I just remember starting with an A. That's all I remembered.
Dan, and we will get to your point. I just want to get to the comment section, and I think Slafkovsky is really developing into a power forward, and I think that more leans into Adam's point on Slafkovsky over Wright. I think Montreal wanted a big boy, someone that could go in the corner, win puck battles, and be a power forward, and that's what he's doing in Montreal. And by the way, Shane Wright this year, just as a quick update on his year, 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points in 35 games. Not great,
that's what I was,
but not terrible. Gavin McKenna, by the way, in NCAA, 18 points, 16 games. Which
he's a point per game.
That's
per game, but last year in the WHL had 129 points in 56 games.
So Dan,
but
Dan
what's your
and
point, Dan, you wanted to get to?
I'll do it after. Never mind. Dan, you go ahead. I did want to point out some context to it, but Dan, you can go ahead.
Go catch it, Dan.
Okay. That's what I want to point out about Shane White there. The 14 points. The year before that, he had 44 points. And just overall, that whole draft year was not a legendary draft year. You have Sikorsky went first overall with the degree of Adams' point. I think it was more because of the fit to Montreal, because he's a big winger. Montreal was kind of small at the time. But even Sikorsky's best year was last year, 51 points. The year before that was 50 points. And you look at that entry draft, like you have Logan Cooley, who got drafted, which I guess he's probably decent.
He's been great.
He's a good player.
Decent.
Yeah,
He
he's a
hasn't been
good player.
amazing.
Simon Nietzsche got drafted. Kaji Gauthier was probably one of the best picks from Philly, 5th overall. But, it was kind of, you didn't really see a Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby type of player. I'm just going down the list quickly on the air here. And I see some decent NHL players right now, but I'm not seeing any point to game player drafted in this draft from top 50 picks, right? So Shane White wasn't the dominant player, but in this draft, he was probably one of the best players, right?
Now you got to remember too, you can't expect every single draft to have a Sidney Crosby. Sidney Crosby and even Connor Bedard. Everyone went on about, Dan, including yourself, said Connor Bedard's washed, and now he's killing it this year. You got to give some guys some time. But it's interesting, Lane saying about McKenna never should have going to NCAA. Look, at the end of the day, if you're a 17, 18-year-old kid who can make $50 a game or $750,000 a year, I'm sorry, it's a no-brainer.
So, Jacob,
we can see. This would be $1 million question.
Can I put some context to his statistics?
Absolutely, because I know, Adam, you follow the Big Ten NCAA more than
I don't follow it heavily,
Dan
but
and
I can
do.
put some context because I remember. So heading into this year, when Gavin McKenna, it came out that he was going to go NCAA, his decision was between Penn State and Michigan State. And mind you, Michigan State are stacked with talent. They have, I think Porter Martone plays for Michigan State. One of Gavin McKenna's teammates in the WHL went to Michigan State, if I'm not mistaken. And they're really good. Penn State heading into this year were not expected to be, weren't good last year. I don't think a lot of people had high expectations for them until they got Gavin McKenna. Yeah, he got crazy money. How can you not turn that down? But if people it's also, yeah, he did. Okay, he is playing at Michigan State. Good. I got that right at least. But Michigan State weren't expected to be amazing until Gavin McKenna, I think, brought more attention to Penn State. But their highest score right now has 21 points. 19, 18. Only 4 players have 10 plus points right now. Only 4 players have 17 plus points. One of them is Gavin McKenna, who has 14 goals, 4 goals, 14 assists for his 18 points. Now, mind you, this Lions team, if you look at that, their high score is 21 points. That's only 3 less than Gavin McKenna.
Right.
Luke Misa, Michael Misa's brother, has only 3 points in 16 games. This team is not amazing. Their highest score has 11 goals. Their next highest has 5. This team, out of Aiden Fink, who is one of their better players, has only played 9 games, and he has 9 points in those 9 games. This team isn't exactly amazing, and I don't think you could give those statistics and then say, oh yeah, Gavin McKenna is going to be a bust, because you got to look at it from the perspective that one of their better players has played only 9 games so far.
And also,
the rest of the
NCAA, I would almost argue you're playing against more adults in that league, because you are playing against guys in their early to mid 20s potentially. So it's kind of like comparing these young players in the Swedish Elite League or the KHL to players in the CHL, because you're playing against men, right? And that's men versus boys, as the saying goes, is very different. I do want to mention what Sam's saying here, though, and then we got to another comment we got to get to about Montreal. Penn State has invested a lot of money into their hockey. Also, NCAA's oldest players. I honestly thought on NCAA sometimes got some older, but even 22 is a lot older than 18, 19 that you get. It sounds weird. Think about yourselves. We're all older than 18. Think about yourselves at 18 versus think about yourself now. If we all, especially Dan and I took care of our bodies a little better.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's one of those things that like, it's very different. And I think the Big Ten is very different than the CHL, but
I will say, like, in defense of Gavin McKenna, like, you look at him so far in this tournament. Sorry, Jacob.
yeah, you're good.
But like, look at his line. His line is playing amazing.
His line's been the
Maybe they
best
aren't
line.
maybe he isn't scoring as much, but like,
But
he's a
3
great
assists in 2
player.
games plus 2. You can't
He has
really
4
complain.
Yes, I thought he had 4 points for whatever reason. But like, he's been playing great, like, so far. Like, I think it's hard to say that you can't really base his performance now and then say, oh yeah, this guy is not going to be amazing. Like, look at Carter Verhaeghe. Like, Carter Verhaeghe
Right.
wasn't really a high like pick, and look what he's turned out to be. He's turned out to be a great NHLer. Like,
Oh,
just
100%.
because
Right?
Gavin McKenna may be struggling in the NCAA doesn't mean he's not worthy of his title of being the prospective #1 overall pick. Now, whether he goes is up to the teams. Whoever
Yeah.
does want him, like, he could still be an amazing player.
Mhm.
Like, and I hate, like, yeah, that's the job of scouts and stuff to say all this stuff. But Gavin McKenna, I do think will be an amazing player.
You know,
Like,
quickly,
Caden
sorry,
Fairhoff, I'm pretty sure is set to be drafted this year, is expected to be amazing. Oh yeah, this kid has been really good though.
Yeah, I
Like,
want to get to this
happening
comment
good.
here. Kapanen, who was a 2nd-round pick for Montreal, is the end of the 2nd-round pick, so you could almost argue you potentially a 3rd-round guy.
Yeah.
He's got 19 points in 37 games, and he's a +1.
holy
He's
cow,
been, you know what though? He's been fun to watch. He's
Yeah.
he's 6'2", 194 pounds. He's a big boy,
Mhm.
and he plays physical. And him on that line, yeah, he plays. I thought he played with Demidov and Savkovsky, so like that's a bigger line. And man, Demidov.
Yeah.
If Matthew Schaefer doesn't win Rookie of the Year, I think Demidov will. Like, I think that's what's got to be exciting if you're a Habs fan.
Oh, for
You're
sure.
playing so well with no goaltending, and your window's nowhere near closed.
Though they got a crazy future, like Michael Haig, who's the center of Gavin McKenna's line, is
I got the
a
game winning
Montreal
goal.
Habs prospect. Like, and he looks phenomenal so far in this tournament.
You know,
I would say so. Nashville has a great future with Brady Martin, who looks great so far
Yeah.
in this tournament. There's a reason he got picked as highly as he did, even though it was a surprise for a lot of people. He's amazing. Like, there are, like, I think it becomes interesting is that, like, yeah, you have some like pretty freak players who dominate this tournament, but not all of like some players end up struggling at this tournament, and some players end up dominating it, but don't do so well in the NHL. It happens. But yeah, the Habs have a crazy future.
They do.
Oh,
The other
think
player, I don't know how to
it's gotta be
pronounce
exciting
his
to be a
last
Montreal
name.
fan right now. You had to pay for it for a while because they were pretty dog poop for a while.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah.
think, again, like we talked about this before, but Montreal was taking what I would call a healthy progression every year, unlike Toronto, where they were crap, made the playoffs, and then they just kind of stagnated.
Mhm.
Because Montreal didn't take that crazy leap, they didn't overpay guys like Caulfield and Suzuki, and well, Lane Hudson hasn't got his deal yet, but like actually, I think they did just sign Lane Hudson to an extension.
They did, yeah, a couple of
And it
months
was a
ago.
good extension. It's an extent.
Yeah.
Kent Hughes has done a really good job. Yeah, I do believe Haig does play for Michigan.
He does play for Michigan.
Yeah, I think he was an All Big Ten last year. So
Yeah, 100% he was.
But
yeah.
speaking of Michigan,
game-winning
I
goal
think we
today.
should get into this USA versus Switzerland game. And I gotta say, this was a much closer game than I think a lot of people imagined.
Like what the game predicted, the game got the score won and the outcome won. But what the game did predict correctly was just how close this game was. And no one predicted this being a close game, but the video game did, and here we are.
I do think it opens up like the like I did think like this US team is not as skilled as it has been in the past. So I don't know if anybody really, but like they are expected to win this game more comfortably than they did.
Well,
And they
same with
didn't,
Canada
but,
today
like, I
too.
would say my point is that like I would say, as I said to both of you guys, I think this is a character win for Canada and the US tonight.
Oh yeah,
Because despite
Okay.
it not being a comfortable win for both teams, like I do think it's important to point out that like they won their games. Like it may not have been the way that they're expected to win them, but it's a character win because they were able to grind out the result against teams they were expected to dominate, but were frustrated by. Like Canada was very frustrated by that Swiss game. You could see it on their faces.
Oh, yes.
And like they were still able to not overreact to certain things and not take too many stupid penalties. Like I don't think any of the penalties they took were like horrible. Was the Danforth penalty dumb? Yeah, it was a dumb penalty to take, and you probably shouldn't be taking that. But they didn't, like the penalty kill did amazing after they were put onto it, and they reacted as they should. And I think all around, both, I didn't really watch the US game, but like it's a character win off the basis that they were able to keep their emotions in check and were able to grind out the victory, because these types of games are all like, they give you a good test of your mental state and how you're able to handle the pressure of being in these moments and not having the game you want to have. And like, are you able to handle this kind of pressure? Because if you don't handle it now, if you don't have it now, you're not going to be able to handle it later in the tournament.
It is good to face adversity.
These moments are big to be able to play through.
100%. Yeah.
It is good to face adversity early. We've seen that at times where a team doesn't face adversity early on, and it ends up being a struggle. But my big thing is, though, and actually, I think, you know, I'm going to lead this into a gas or ass now because the other ones weren't as critical. Yeah, there is ass. Or is it ass? So I've seen a lot of comments about how Team USA and Team Canada shouldn't be happy with these wins and this, that, and the next thing and blah, blah, blah. Can we just admit it that it's not that Canada and USA have gotten worse, but countries like Switzerland, I'm even going to throw Denmark, the way they played against the Czechs, Slovakia, Latvia, Germany have just improved so much that the gap isn't as big as it was 10 years ago. And it's not that Canada and the States have gotten worse. It's just that these other countries have gotten so much better.
Yes. That was kind of my point, like last night, when me and Lane were having a little bit of a heated debate.
Yeah, I was good with a watch.
But like, it's true. Like you could say like Canada beat the Czechs by a larger margin a couple of years ago, and they should be doing it again now. But like that's unrealistic expectation of what the countries are at a point now. It's full gas. Like you're gonna have a harder, and I think that's why it's a character win, is because all these countries have gotten better, but Canada and the US were still able to grind out the results. And even though their top guys were all frustrated, they kept playing, and they kept playing the right way, and they kept pushing, they kept trying to make offense, they kept trying to create it, because what these players could have done was like get frustrated, let the frustration get to them, and let them beat themselves. But they didn't. They kept focused. Canada didn't let that late equalizer get to them, and they went ahead. They pushed ahead, and they were able to get the overtime winner.
FYI, Czechia is now up 7-2 over Denmark.
Wow.
So that's
the biggest blow so far in the tournament.
I still want to give Denmark some flowers.
Oh yeah, big credit to
kept this game tight for a while.
They did, for sure.
And like then at least the two goals they scored, I actually thought were nice goals. So
they were. One off the face off the key was saying that was a pretty cool goal.
What's your thought, Dan? I know before last night you were more on Lane's side. But after seeing Germany almost beat Slovakia, when Slovakia almost beat USA, and then the Swiss almost beating the States, how does that make you feel a little bit more about the Canadian last two games? Are you on mine, Adam and Sam's side here? All gas, no brakes? Or are you still feeling like, no, Canada and the US just need to be better?
Maybe call me a little old school. I'm kind of 50-50 on this one. I totally agree with your guys' points. The other countries have gotten way better. I give them a lot of respect for that. But when it comes to this comment, I am ass. Okay, the point is, yeah, it's good they got the win. I'm happy they got the win. And yes, the countries are a lot better. I don't expect Canada and U.S. to win 12-1 the way that they used to, but I don't expect them to win 2-1 either. I expect them to win maybe 5-2, 6-2, you know.
A more comfortable margin.
That kind of thing. And I'll ask this question. How many first-round draft selections does Team Canada have? 18, 19?
Basically the whole team besides the goalies, but like 18.
Okay. How many first-round draft picks does Latvia have?
Latvia just have one player projected to go 12th overall.
And that's fantastic. But my point is, you know, you can look at, the other countries have got better, which is amazing.
And
it's good for hockey. It's good for the tournament. It's good for the sport. It's good for the world. I think it's fantastic. I'm not taking it, for the whole world. I mean, the whole world. I'm not taking it away from anyone.
We are the children.
But the fact that Canada and America have not stepped up, have not taken control of this tournament, is an ass. Because you look at, even if you put the teams from like 05 and everything, like Sidney Crosby and Patrice Bergeron, and brought them in their prime as 18-year-olds to this tournament now, maybe we're not winning 15-0, but they're definitely winning like
Cal Tech is winning tonight 7-2. I don't agree with you whatsoever, because you're forgetting one key thing, Dan. These teams now have all this film study on how these countries want to play, and the big difference is they're bringing in coaching. Remember, 15, 20 years ago, the programs in these other countries were jokes. They didn't even have training camps. They didn't have coaches with them for the whole year. Now they coach and have a system. I'm not even talking about the games. Watch a Latvia game from 10 years ago versus now, and you won't believe the structure difference.
Oh, it's night and day. I give Latvia a lot of respect.
I honestly don't think that maybe the lockout era is a different era, because this Canada team, you could say the same thing. If this team had Dickinson and Celebrini, and I'm sure there's other players that I'm not even thinking about, if they were Matthew Schaefer, if they were on this team, maybe Canada would be dominating more. Sure. But I don't know if they would be necessarily, because these other countries that were really just improving. Someone's got to make a choice. I choose the proper side. Dan chooses to be yes.
But, hey, Lee and I have to make things interesting, right? Maybe we're old school.
I do get where you're coming from, Dan, to a point. I just think it's more what Adam and I.
You can have the same argument with the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Toronto Maple Leafs have not won the Stanley Cup since 1967, back when the NHL only had 6 teams. So is it the Maple Leafs have got worse, or is it the fact that the competition got better?
So Dan,
you could argue that sure the competition got better and that's why they can't get it done. You could totally make that.
But
argument.
We're not happy with that, are we?
But Dan, that's a win since '67. Has Team Canada won since 1967?
Yeah, I don't.
So that point's invalid. Sorry, Adam. I did not mean to cut you off there, good sir.
So Dan, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So let's go to this game. And so earlier I was looking at the shot chart for this game.
Yeah.
And I noticed that it was very interesting to see that the big thing that Latvia did in this game was being good at not allowing Canada to get in front of their goalie.
Yes.
So I'll give you the example of the first period. Canada had 2 shots from lower than the 2 face-off circles. Mm-hmm. Nothing lower that was in the middle of the ice. So where the goal was, basically. And like you had them on the outside maybe, but like you couldn't get in front of their goalie. It's hard. Would you agree and say this, that it's hard to tip the puck and score from long distance when you can only shoot from long distance?
100%.
So I think a big thing is, I do agree, Dan. I think Canada and the US could have done a better job of trying to break down these defenses more and making Latvia and Switzerland work harder to maybe tire them out so they can make more spaces in these zones. I think that's a thing that Canada and the US could have done better at, and they didn't do that, sadly. But I will say Latvia specifically, because they did it to Sweden, last year in the quarters.
Yeah.
So it's not just Canada they've done this to. They did it to Sweden, who were a very good team last year, who made the gold medal game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's like they made it incredibly difficult. And I think it comes to the point of where, like, when you can't get in front of the goal, like Latvia had a great system where they just completely blocked out the front of their net and allowed their goaltender to take more comfortable shots. And I think that's a big thing. And I think like Canada definitely could have done a better job at getting in front of the goalie and making it harder for him to see the puck.
Sorry.
Adam, do you want to?
But Latvia made it really hard to do, and I think that's like a big thing, and I think it's a thing that a lot of people. Let me see if I can get it up.
If you send it to me, I can actually put the shot chart on the screen. I was trying to find it, truthfully, and I'm failing.
Yeah.
Sorry, my internet.
Let me just find it for you, Jacob.
My internet lagged for a quick second there, but I just want to add to Adam's point. I think one big Canada's a lot of size advantage.
It's
Yeah,
interesting, and I do agree with this. Actually, Canada doesn't tower over teams the way they did 10 years ago.
well, that's what I was just about to say too. I think one reason why Canada is struggling this year and last year versus ever years is you look at these Team Canadas in the past. Yeah, they had guys like Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby and Connor Bedard and da. But the guys that we always forget about who are key factors were guys like Jordan Tutu and the guys like Stefan Delaware, the guys like BJ Kwambine. Yeah, they were not number one first overall picks, but they were big bodies that were great getting in front of the net and screening the goaltender. And nowadays, we'll worry about skill. Why not bring in a scrappy guy like one of those guys? And that's what these Canada's are missing.
Like Porter Martone is a big boy. Like Porter Martone is not just a skilled guy. Like they have big guys, but when Latvia had been keeping everything to the outside, making it hard for Canada to get the puck on the inside, even if they stand in front of the goalie, like you're not getting anything through because they block so many shots.
Wow, that's a good point too.
You actually look, Latvia's getting more in tight shots in Canada in the first period.
This is
look at that.
Canada's side. I'm not sure though. I was trying to read this better, but I think this is Canada's shots. But
Which one's the purple or the red?
The purple, I think, is so. I think I described it.
Yeah, purple's Canada.
So, it's hard. It was hard for them to get a lot of shots closer to the front of the net.
You're right. You look at most of the shots here. If you guys can see my mouse, and they're all like high. Yeah, you do have a couple shots here, and like you're lowering a couple right in tight. But most of your shots are between the blue line and the face-off circle. They're not in the what would be considered the premium zone. Especially in the first period. I thought Canada in the first period, they were passing up on good shots to try to make the pass. And I thought they got better at that in the second, which I'm curious now when we look at the second. Look, there's some chances a bit in tighter, but there's still the bulk of your chances are actually up top.
Why?
Yeah.
Or maybe now Canada becomes red. The way they do the shot thing here is bizarre.
So I think it's the side you see. So Latvia, that's Canada.
Oh, it's Canada's pointing this way. So that means Canada went go gadget. So then here, you can see the second period, they played a lot better.
Yeah, so they did a better job at getting up in front and like being able to get those low shots.
But still, look how many shots were from the perimeter. This is a lot
exactly.
Of
so I think something that doesn't get talked about enough. Latvia were just very good at protecting the front of their own net, and we're able to do a good job at doing that and frustrating Canada. And like I think it's just a thing that doesn't get talked about enough. You can't. Even if Porter Martone and like Bourdouin and all those like bigger guys got in front of the net, Canada couldn't get the puck through the Latvia defenders and on net, there was like they couldn't tip anything anyways. So it didn't really I know it's like it doesn't make much of a difference. Yeah, they need to win more puck battles for sure.
100%.
And I do want to point out though, I would say I think I like the adjustments that were made and switching some of the defensive pairings.
Because it was under 24 hours. I thought the coaching staff did a pretty good job.
So I think
the team remembered to shake hands.
Because
they would say cats.
Yeah, because Zane Pareke and Cameron, I think it's Cameron Reed.
Yeah,
they're both more offensive. They're both more known for their offense than they are maybe for their defense. I don't think Cameron Reed's bad defensively at all. I think he's probably better than Zane Pareke is, but Danford and Atchison, they need to be better at being more physical down there. I think more often than they are.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You can't be missing the defensive coverages they've been, and I think that will come. I think now having a day off and being able to look at film tomorrow and being able to better get together and come up with a better game plan to deal with this will be big for Canada. And I think if they were able to implement it, maybe Denmark won't frustrate them as much as they have been frustrated these first two games.
And I will say Stretch kind of plowing over Denmark now. Shots are 41-17. Give Denmark credit. They hung around at first, but we're 7-2 with 8 minutes left in the third. This is
I gotta say too, you gotta give last rest of all Canadian fans here. We gotta give Latvia huge respect for what they did today. The fact that they got it into overtime is massive for this country, right? I mean, that takes one point away from Canada.
Relegated.
takes one. Yeah, exactly. The 3-point
huge.
system. This is massive. And as much as we want Canada to win, let's be honest here. The refereeing was very shoddy in this game.
I agree with that.
Calling that hit a 5-minute hit to the head. I'm like,
and then not calling
come
the
on,
other
bro.
one was insane.
Yeah, and like there was quite a few calls like, well, that should have been a penalty, and how was that a penalty? And you know what? I think this comes back to we seen the attendance being very low in person.
Only 4,100 at the Canadian game today.
Right. And the only way this
bad.
tournament is going to turn around by getting more attendance is the fact that teams like Canada and America get to the gold medal and bronze medal games. And like what Jacob pointed out too off camera is like, if we're not worried about attendance, they're not worried about TV ratings. And the TSN could be involved too. The further that Canada and America get in, the more their ads are worth more money.
That is not what I said. Dan, you've been voted off the desk.
I want to shout out.
I kid, but no, that's not. Sorry, I just got to quickly interrupt you, Dan.
Well, what did you say exactly? Sorry, I missed.
I said the scheduling potentially could have
been
prime time games in the right areas.
That's USA Hockey.
Words in my mouth, Mr. Moore.
So USA Hockey does all this scheduling.
Try to give you credit.
But I mean, but I know they do, Adam, but I could see potentially, and again, I don't know this for a fact, but like TSN puts a lot of money into the broadcast rights, and USA Hockey would also be making money off the ad revenue in Canada and the States. So they are going to try to make this schedule the best they can. But I think we should, I want to talk a little bit, and you guys might be surprised that I want to talk about the Germany-Slovakia game.
I have one thing to say about this game.
I honestly thought Germany played great. I know it finished 4-1 Slovakia, but I honestly thought Germany really gave them a run for their money. I know they didn't win. Obviously, it was 4-1. But you got to remember, this game was tight for a while, right? Like this game was at one point it was 3-1. At one point it was only 2-0. And the shots ended up being 38 Slovakia to 35 for Germany. And to put it into even more perspective, the first period, Slovakia had outshot Germany 19-3. Wow. So you take that first period statistic, Germany in a lot of ways actually outplayed Slovakia in the second and the third. So I know Germany's 0-2 in the tournament right now, but I think they got to hold their heads high that even though they may be 0-2 in the tournament right now, that they are playing some really solid hockey, and they got some good goaltending today. They got into penalty trouble again, 7 penalties tonight. You can't take 7 penalties if you're Germany, but if you can just stay disciplined, I actually think Germany could be a team that could end up surprising some people. And if they can make it through, they have a really big test. TSN won't let me look to the games tomorrow.
So Jacob, I do want to say though, so one thing I want to say though is thank you, Lane, for correcting my pronunciation of Parek's last name, because I was saying
his brother played for Georgetown.
So thank you for letting me know I was saying his name wrong. I appreciate that.
Lane's expert pronouncing names. Being favored by an announcer.
Like the Slovakia, one of their players, Charenko, I think is how you say it. I could be saying it wrong. But he scored a natural hat trick in a 35-minute span at 18 years old. He's draft eligible this year, by the way.
Wow.
In his first ever World Junior game.
That's crazy.
35-minute natural hat trick after sitting.
The Slovakian player. Yes, I saw that.
35-minute span, a natural hat trick is crazy at 18 years old. And especially in your first game at like this tournament. Like that's crazy. Even though it's against Germany, like he didn't play yesterday. He didn't play against the States. He comes into this game with Slovakia needing a win because it's one of their winnable games.
Yeah.
Because the game they definitely needed to win. Like you go out and you put up a natural hat trick when you've been put into the lineup after just getting scratched. Like that's pretty big.
Oh, he was scratched.
I don't think he played. They said like when they showed the highlights, they said that he didn't play. So I assume he got scratched.
I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah. So
wow, big sell to him. That was amazing to see. For sure. Yeah, 100%.
I'm pretty sure he didn't play because I don't think they said he played.
And
Yes.
I also want to give a shout out to Lane because Lane was saying that Germany's a better hockey country than what they were a couple years ago. And yeah, they lost 4-1 to Slovakia, but a few years ago, this would have been like a 10-0 hockey game, right? So
True.
yeah, we're
Not against
making it closer.
Slovakia. It was going to be close against Slovakia, though, because those two teams are more comparable.
Honestly, though, I
Slovakia
didn't
is
think
a
it
good
was
hockey
going to
team.
be, and hear me
Well,
out,
that's
because
one of the bigger
Slovakia almost
teams
beat
it would have
Sweden.
been.
Slovakia gave
exactly.
Sweden such a good run for their money, and I'm like, well, Germany's nowhere near as good as Sweden. So
Oh, and
Slovakia
in
should
23
plow over Germany.
And let's
Yeah,
not
that's
forget,
what I
in
thought,
23,
too.
they gave Canada a big scare in 23 when it was 4-3 in overtime. Connor Bedard's heartbreaker in overtime to win 4-3. That was a tough game. That was a tough game for Canada. And so I think it was Adam Gajan in net. I think that's how you say his last name. He's in the NCAA now.
Mhm.
But I
I
think he
forgot
was
about him.
Slovakia's goalie that year. And
Right?
he was really good in that tournament for them.
He was.
Also, just as a quick NFL update, Baltimore
Ooh.
Ravens got the win today without Lamar Jackson. Now, mind you, the Packers were also without Jordan Love, but Baltimore wins 41 to 24, keeping their postseason hopes alive.
Holy cow.
Well, like now Baltimore needs the Steelers to lose tomorrow, and then they need to beat the Steelers.
It's
next week for them
possible.
to get in.
But look, you know what? They're doing it right now. They did what they needed to do in their control. And Adam, I'm sorry to tell you, your Chargers lost to the Texans 20-6.
I know they did, but I didn't think you would bring that up. I was hoping you
I
wouldn't
did.
bring that up. But
I'm sorry, Adam. And yes,
We're
absolutely. The
basically in the
Ravens
playoffs.
need the Steelers
We
to
haven't
lose
clinched.
tomorrow.
who are
That's
they
why,
playing tomorrow? Who are the Steelers playing
Steelers are
tomorrow?
playing a National Football League club.
Really, Jacob? I thought they were gonna play like a CFL team or something. Like,
Hey,
that's totally what I thought.
don't diss my CFL.
I wasn't dissing this.
No,
team
it's giving him compliments, not
They're
dissing
playing the
him.
Browns. And okay,
Oh,
say
okay.
what you want about the
So-
Browns. They've been more competitive with Shadur, and they do have a good defense.
So I read apparently like
And the good thing, if the
Steelers-
Steelers win this game, guys, everyone needs to cheer
Jacob
against the
just straight up
Steelers, because
interrupted.
if the Steelers lose the next two games,
Wow.
Dan has to wear some sort of clown outfit on the air.
Jacob, I'm kind of hurt that you just straight up cut me out from underneath my feet there while I was talking. It's just like I do want to point out though, I read apparently Steelers staff has been telling their players to do whatever they can to stop Myles Garrett from sacking Mr. Aaron Rodgers tomorrow, stopping him from potentially getting that record. And I was like, that's kind of crazy to say.
That's nuts.
Like, if it's true, like I think Myles Garrett may just run rampant. If it's
yeah,
true,
I think he will.
or if he's
Too.
read that, he may just go extra hard at this Steelers team tomorrow. Like this could be an interesting game tomorrow.
It could be a great game. We're going to catch up with some good games. Great game. I'm looking forward to tomorrow in the NFL. It's Buffalo versus the Eagles. It's going to be a crazy
Oh,
game.
that's gonna be an amazing game.
crazy.
And as
Oh,
Lane-
that's a good game.
And as Lane says, we have some very good news here at the desk.
Oh, good.
And that is that Cole Hudson is okay.
Good.
At least he's okay enough.
Thank you,
He's back-
Lane, for the update.
He's back
There's
with,
no way he plays.
but
the
I
rest of
don't
this
see him
tournament,
playing
though.
again in this tournament.
Yeah, no, they can't let him play in this tournament.
And yeah, I
again.
do agree here. I'm pretty sure every team is telling them to stop Garrett because this
Yeah.
guy's a machine.
Well, apparently,
nuts.
the Steelers staff was telling their players to do whatever it is to stop.
Whatever
that means
it
taking
takes.
penalties. That means taking penalties, deliberately taking penalties against Myles Garrett.
Quick little update.
That's different than telling players to just stop Myles Garrett and to pay attention to him. It's another thing to tell them to if it's true, to deliberately take penalties on Myles Garrett. That's a completely different thing than just telling your team to stop the best player on the defensive side of the Cleveland Browns. And a guy who's chasing the sack record, the single season sack record in the NFL. Those are kind of just completely two different things.
Crazy. Just want to say a quick little update too. The Battle of Alberta. Calgary is now up 2-1 versus Edmonton in the second of Ryan Lomberg with his third goal.
I
of the
love Ryan
season.
Lomberg.
We talk about identity lines in hockey. We talked about Team Canada. We talked about the leagues. Jacob's favorite team, the Islanders, full flying with Clutterbuck, Matt Martin, and Zizekas back in the day. I think Calgary is starting to get at with Lomberg and Krappa, and I forget the left winger on that line. But whoever it is, that fourth line for Calgary, holy cow, they are looking better and better every year.
That's good. Good for them.
And,
So
I think
Leafs
I'll say with the Calgary Flames, and I think this is why sometimes Flames fans don't get as frustrated as Leaf fans and their team isn't winning. Calgary's not winning from a lack of effort. This team is putting out a really solid effort every night.
Oh,
They're
it's
just
unbelievable. Yes.
They're just lacking some talent. Let's just be honest. But no, honestly, really interesting day today in sports. It looks like only 2 minutes left in that Czechia Denmark game, so it looks like that game's going to be.
I don't think anyone's pulling the goalie.
No, I don't think so. Just as to preview tomorrow, we only have 2 games in the World Juniors tomorrow. We have Switzerland versus Sweden. Who knows, though? People didn't think the Swiss were going to give the States a run for their money. So.
That's what I mean. That could be a good game.
Latvia versus Finland. And again, so I'm going to say, you know what? I think Latvia might shock some people. I'm calling an upset alert here. I think Latvia is going to beat Finland tomorrow.
Wow, really?
Push Canada overtime. I think maybe they find a way to get it done against Finland.
I totally disagree with you, Jacob. The comment that you made on off camera when we were watching it, Finland looks like the best team in this tournament right now because Finland didn't sweep on the competition with Denmark the other night. They scored them 6-2. And I think Finland's going to continue that trend. I don't think we're going to sweep on Latvia. Maybe score might be a little closer. I could see maybe like a 5-3 score. But I think Finland's going to win. What was the other game? Switzerland and
Sweden, which again, earlier in the day, I would have been like, Sweden all day. But after what the Swiss just did to the States...
Yeah,
crazy stat.
We didn't even talk about what happened at the end of the U.S.-Switzerland game.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that.
Quickly here, do you want a quick shout out in the comment section? That's crazy. The Rangers have been shut out 20% of their games this year.
Oh my
gosh, I didn't.
They're god
put 2 and 2 together. I know they're terrible offensively.
But they are like
2 and 2 together. Wow,
they are. But yeah, Adam, can you talk to us a bit more about what happened at the end of that game? So I didn't see that.
So what happened was, at the end of the game, of course, the Swiss are attacking. So like they have the empty net. And apparently, I don't know who the U.S.'s captain, I don't remember who it is, but apparently the U.S. captain Plant slap shot, shot the puck at the empty net after the buzzer. And it started a whole I
did see that actually. Yeah.
At the end of the game. And people want to talk about, I'm not going to compare the two situations, but if people are going to talk about the way Porter Martone being a bad captain because he gave a nice little butt tap to a Czech player shooting at an empty net at the end of the buzzer.
I think that's
causing a big scrimmage in a game against an opponent like Switzerland. Plant doesn't look great either after this. And I don't think
100%.
And I don't think any Americans are going to hold him accountable.
And I'm going to say
this a lot of Canadians telling saying that Porter Martone is doesn't look like a great captain because he can't do what he did, which is take a stupid penalty.
At least he owned up
that. Plant can't take a shot at an empty net after the buzzer in a 2-1 game. You can't do that.
What Plant did was dangerous.
That
straight up. Can you imagine if there's a Swiss player skating back who wasn't really paying attention and that puck drills him? That's dangerous.
It's very after the buzzer. You can't do it. It's unsportsmanlike. You can't.
100%.
Do we see a suspension?
I don't know. Porter Martone only got a warning, but I guess that's up to what
I would argue that what Plant did was worse.
Well, I guess it's what's up to the what the double.
Yeah, we did say kids.
Thinks of it. I think they did. I don't remember. I didn't watch the whole game, but I did see that part. I would be surprised if they did. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Apparently, that game was really scrappy.
The one thing, a great point you brought up, Adam, but the one I thought you were going to bring up is before he shot the puck to the empty net, what I saw is he actually shot the puck at another Swiss player.
Oh,
now it was low. It was a low shot. It was it was back of his leg between his knee and his ankle, but he on purposely hit him there. And then he shot it into the empty net. So that's what I thought you were going to talk about. And I think the fact you're shooting the puck at a person, I think that's a sense. Hey, wow. Wow, you can tell.
Especially right at the end of the game.
I think that's a suspendable play.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what the double IHF does.
Especially
you
WIHF.
can't do that. Like, you just can't. Like, you can't be a captain. And I would say I think it's even worse because the U.S. are hosting this tournament. Like, it looks worse on USA Hockey because they're hosting it, and their captain just doesn't look great in that situation. He can't, especially after one of your players just got hurt after a puck hit him in the back of the head, and then you're shooting the puck like to the opposite net for no reason. Like, there's no reason to do it after the buzzer. Like, there's a reason to do it with like maybe like 0.1 seconds left, like shoot it out of the zone, I guess.
For sure, I get that.
You can't do it after the buzzer. Like, that's
it was well after too.
Yeah, like, you can't do that. You can't be a captain. I think he's a returning player as well. Like, you can't, like, you've been here before. You're he's not a grown adult because he's still like a kid. Like, I guess you could say, but like you can't be doing that. Not at this tournament, not in the national spotlight like this.
Isn't he 18?
He is. He might be 18, yeah. But like, he can't be doing that. Like, you can't be doing that in the national spotlight. Yeah.
Doing it for the Olympics, Lane. So hold on to your helmet for that one.
Coupon for pizza. I like that one.
We had some good pizza today, actually. If you live in the Hamilton region, there's this great local pizza place called Famo Pizza and Wings. FAMO. Give them a quick shout out. We're not sponsored by Famo, but we could be. Great pizza, great wings, great price, great people.
Yeah, Jacob just wants to be sponsored by anybody. I think he just wants a sponsorship.
I am a sponsor whore.
You are a sponsor whore. Okay, that's an interesting.
I won't. I honestly, I wouldn't take anything unethical.
Can we say that word?
We just did. Yeah.
Well, we just did. Well, no. Well, Dan, if you don't say what the meaning is, YouTube might not pay attention to it.
That's right, 100%.
We're fine. Lane will just give me a coupon for a pizza.
Yes, I like that one.
But I do, and I understand this isn't the biggest time for Canadian football. But there was a trade today.
Yeah.
We're trying to announce.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
Ottawa Red Blacks and the
Big
Edmonton
trade.
Elks. And Key, if you're in the comments yet, come on, that Denmark game's got to be basically over. Sponsor suit.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
That's great. You know what?
Love it.
You deserve for that one, sir.
Yeah.
Round of applause. But Ottawa made a really big trade today, bringing in Niles Morgan.
Huge
you guys are not familiar with Niles Morgan. This guy is a dog on a bone.
Yeah.
One of the most aggressive linebackers in the CFL.
Yeah.
I know Edmonton said they were going to move on from him, and they wanted to move him before his bonus comes in. Expect Trey Ford to be traded in the next coming days as well. Right. But this guy, he had injury problems this season.
He did.
But still this season, he did finish with 52 defensive tackles and a sack in just 11 games.
That's very impressive.
The year before, he had 111 tackles and 2 sacks. Year before that, 107 tackles and 4 sacks.
You think about it, if he didn't get injured, that could have been the difference of everything winning one more game and making the playoffs and not making the playoffs.
I also want to state, think about Niles Morgan and the party starter, Darius Pickett, in that linebacking core. I think Ottawa's trying to rebuild this defense.
And look how big of a trade this was. There was 4 draft picks involved in the trade.
Well, because Morgan's expensive and Edmonton desperately wanted to dump the salary.
I get it. Yeah, that shows how big of a trade it is.
So Jacob, I just saw something, and I know it says nothing to do with this, but I do want to just mention it because, well, I just saw this.
Yeah, you're good.
I think it's kind of a disgusting. Well, it's not on here. It's not a comment from on here, guys. But I was just scrolling, and I saw this comment about what like Rasmus Dahlin was released by Buffalo because he's in Sweden with his family, so he's allowed to stay in Sweden to be with his fiance who's still recovering from her heart surgery she had.
Right.
If you don't know what was going on with his fiance had, I think something, I don't remember exactly what had happened, but she had like a serious issue with her heart over the summer.
Okay.
And so she's been back in Sweden, and Dahlin missed a bunch of games. And somebody had tweeted out, which I think is crazy to say about a man who's going to go support his fiance who just had heart surgery like a couple months ago. Like, come on, people. He said Dahlin is worthless. Your captain simply cannot abandon the team in huge games, whatever the reason, or he cannot be the captain. And that's insane to say when this man went to go celebrate Christmas with his fiance, who is still recovering from serious heart surgery.
Yeah, that's
disgusting. You can't say that kind of things about a human being.
No.
And Rasmus Dahlin's a class act. I will say
he's
that
going to go Vegas now because the fans are mean to him.
Yeah. Well, like a class act and all, like via any videos I've seen of the guy, he seems like a class act.
He does, for sure.
And he doesn't deserve that kind of comment.
No,
like especially all of like the work he's put in with with the Sabres organization. For somebody to say something like that is crazy to me.
And people are, you know what it is too. Horrible. I'm gonna pull old man yelling at cloud thing here. And you know what? Ever since the world of social media, and social media is great. It's how we can hang out with all you guys without having to fly a lot of airplanes. But it's so much easier to be a keyboard warrior now and just be like, this guy is me.
Yeah,
right? And you know what? His wife's recovering from surgery, and recovering is very, it's a tough situation. And to me, it doesn't matter whether this is game 7 of the Stanley Cup playoffs or this is game 40, whatever, the NHL season. At the end of the day, his family needs him. We have to remember these people are people. They're not the android sent by CyberLife. They're not robots. They are people, and they have family and they have lives. Like if you were at your job and someone in your family's having problems, you would expect your job to give you the time off to take care of it. Well, then they think these players and these athletes deserve the same courtesy, right? And people it's just people on the internet. We deal with it here sometimes too, at the desk, unfortunately. And unfortunately, we're just in a world where people just get their keyboards, which, by the way, if you can see my keyboard, it lights up. It's pretty
fancy.
But people just get on their keyboards and they just go like, da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, and like she had a heart transplant. Like, come on. Like, that's a pretty...
Shout out to Rasmus Dahlin though for even like showing up to camp.
Yeah, 100%
this season.
He's a class act.
Like that man couldn't even be playing hockey this season. Like to say, so the fact that he's even playing games is a testament to who Rasmus Dahlin is as a captain, as a teammate, and as a person, to be actually showing up and having the strength to even be playing these games at the moment.
Well, 100%.
Everything he's been going through, like it's crazy that he's actually even playing hockey and like emotionally, like even like living in the United States at the moment. Like it's crazy to me.
Well, 100%. I think the reason why we don't talk about Rasmus Sandin the way we talk about other amazing defensemen is because he's in Buffalo, right? If he was playing in a big hockey market and was playing more competitive games, we would be talking about him as one of the top defensemen in the league. I mean,
100%.
You look at it, he was a first overall pick. Like a couple of seasons ago, he had 73 points in 78 games, plus 12 on Buffalo. Last year, plus 11, 68 points, 17 goals on Buffalo, people. Okay.
Yeah,
he's a very good player.
But as we're pointing out here, maybe this is the whole team coming together to support their teammate. And maybe this is why the Sabres have won 8 in a row.
Great point. I like that.
Like we can all say that we've all been in a situation at work or with friend groups or whatever where you feel like you need to help someone out and you pick up the slack and you do what needs to be done and it makes your team stronger for it.
Buffalo's over 500 now.
We want people to need heart transplants, but like
got more points than Ottawa.
That's an awesome point there in the comment sections. One thing I love about having the comment sections here.
100%.
It's great.
Buffalo's really turned it around, Pat. I think it's one reason why the Leafs have been struggling, right? Buffalo's really turned it around. They're tied with Florida, mid-pack of the conference. Like, give them a lot of credit.
But yeah, obviously our thoughts and prayers and good vibes and all that stuff, all that wonderful stuff goes out to Dahlin and his family. And you know, just be happy that you know what, she had a heart transplant and they were able to spend Christmas together. That's
exactly. Yeah, that's the most important part in this whole situation.
People are just stupid.
Well, we used to do it at the end of the pre-record shows. We ended up with like a good vibe. saying of the day kind of thing. And I said it before, I'll say it again. Like, we all complain about small issues, but you don't have to look far to find someone else worse than you, right? And we complain about stuff, or we complain about the hockey game or whatever, but we got other people that have their lives on the line. So any day we gotta be thankful that we are just complaining about a hockey game, because things are getting a lot worse.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when you see situations like that,
100%.
Like, I do want to go. Like, I know we don't talk about basketball a lot, but I do want to
talk about it.
I do want to say something that's like,
I just don't know anything about it.
Well, it's still crazy to me, and I'll read this out, so I think you'll be able to like understand how like kind of crazy this is. Nikola Jokic in his last 2 games has had so in the first game, Christmas game that he plays for Denver in the NBA. So he had 56 points, 16 rebounds, and 15 assists.
Holy cow! It's like a triple-double, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a triple-double. He was insane.
Good job.
Tonight, in a loss, a 1-point loss, he had 34 points, 21 rebounds, and 12 assists, and a plus 16 in a 1-point loss. Nikola Jokic is just like, I want to just say, Nikola Jokic is amazing. And those statistics, like, you cannot get any better than that. Like, that is just crazy to me. I just wanted to say that. That was crazy. Like, Giannis had 29 points tonight in his comeback game. Milwaukee got a dub on that. So, you know what? Shout out to Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Good for him. That's great.
Mr. Alphabet.
I have heard of that.
Which is a great nickname, by the way. Great nickname.
Since we're on basketball, do you still see the Raptors potentially flipping Scotty Barnes for Giannis Antetokounmpo? Because I do.
Oh no, they're not doing that. That would be.
But why? You keep saying it'd be bad, but I think Scotty Barnes has been underwhelming as a Raptor.
So I'll tell you why I don't see.
Tell me why.
I think what the Raptors need is another center, because Jakob Poeltl, who's their current starting center, is like struggling with a back injury still that he had suffered last year. So that's like, he hasn't been playing very much. RJ Barrett, who's like a big part of their defense and offense, has been injured for, I think it's been like a month or 2 now. And they've really struggled without him offensively.
Okay.
And I just think when you get a player like Giannis, he makes so much money. I think he really handicaps what the Raptors have been trying to do the last couple of years, which is build like a good young core, like kind of not exactly what the Thunder have done, but like kind of what the Thunder have done, which is like build young. And they go from there. I don't think the Raptors necessarily need to go out and get Giannis, just because I think they'll have to pay a lot to get Giannis, especially to match caps, because in the NBA you need to match the caps. Like you can't trade Giannis for RJ Barrett straight up because their caps don't work.
Oh,
like you need to match the caps to make it work. That's just how the cap works in the NBA. It's really weird. But yeah, like it makes things. I think it ruins the timeline, because that means the Raptors have to win like now. Like they're in win now mode with that trade, and they're not like now. And I feel like that still gives them time to develop their younger players. They just need another center, and I think they'll be fine. Like RJ Barrett coming back will make them better, obviously.
Yep.
But it's all just a learning experience. I think they had very high expectations. Like after they had won like 8 games in a row, I think expectations were overblown in what they were going to be this year. Yes, Michigan is also very good at basketball.
Yeah, they are.
Like
in football.
I want to say NCAA basketball this year
all move to Michigan.
Crazy, because it's been all over the place. Like none of the teams have really separated themselves in the front of the park. So I want to say March Madness for the men this year is going to be absolutely insane, because like nobody has been able to separate themselves, I think, from the field so far. Like Purdue has been up there. They've been really good. Michigan's been really good. Houston have been good. Duke have been struggling.
Don't be sorry.
Yeah, don't be sorry about your love for Michigan. Michigan have some great programs. Their football is in a little bit of turmoil
they have
right
Mom's
now.
Spaghetti restaurant.
That's right.
But like
they got the Dream Cruise, the Great Big Car Show, and Driftwood Avenue in Detroit.
Noise. So I just think March Madness is gonna be crazy this year, given like nobody has really separated themselves. Like Duke Duke really struggled this year. They made the Final Four last year.
Mm.
So I think there's like it's wide open of who's going to win March Madness, at least the men's side this year. Because they've all kind of struggled a little bit this year, which has been weird. But yeah.
Just as a quick update, we do have a final here.
Yes.
With Czechia beating Denmark 7-2.
Wow.
Yes.
Could have been a lot worse, to say the
That's
least.
the biggest blowout so far of the tournament, because Finland the other day against Denmark was 6-2.
But I would say, considering Denmark kept this close until about the third period.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, you gotta remember, this was at one point in the second, this was a 3-1 game. Denmark did do a good. I mean, it was a 2-1 game going into the second. So Denmark did a good job at kind of sticking around.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, when you take 7 penalties and take 25 minutes in penalties, including at least one 5-minute major, it's not going to go your way, especially against a team that is, let's be honest, that is so much better than you are. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but I think all things considered, Denmark's got to be feeling pretty good.
Do you guys know if Czechia had any extra skaters today? Like they had
I don't believe they did. No,
but I do want to say, sorry, back to my other point. Sorry, but I know we were just.
No, you're good. You're good. I just wanted to throw that in there once we
put into perspective of why I say it's kind of wide open. The top 13 teams in the country currently are all they're all either undefeated or have just one loss.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like Arizona's 12-0, Michigan's 11-0. I think that is Ohio. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's going to be it.
Iowa State. Sorry, not Ohio. Iowa State.
Ohio doesn't even exist, Adam. Please.
Yeah.
Ohio's
UConn are 12-1. Purdue's 11-1. Duke's 11-1. Gonzaga's 12-1. Houston's 11-1. Michigan State, the other Michigan team, are 11-1. Very fun. But it's a wide open field because everybody's so good. Now, I guess there's still a long way to go in their season until, of course, March Madness is coming up in a couple months.
Yeah.
But still, a very fun, because March Madness is always a fun time for basketball.
Oh,
college basketball fans. So be a fun time when that comes around.
I'm not even the biggest basketball fan, and I love March Madness.
Oh, March Madness is so much fun. It is so much fun to watch because I think anybody. I know last year, nearly all four of the top seeds, the number one seeds in the country, all got into the Final Four. But there's still some fun with usually there's a lot more upsets than there was last tournament. But I do think there's a lot more parity this year, just based on rankings. I think there's a good chance we'll have a much better tournament this year than last year. But
also, keep us in the loop, guys, if you want us doing more NCAA content. I think Adam knows it well, and Dan and I like to learn.
Well, Adam knows it, and also Sam is a expert of this stuff, too.
Yeah, Sam's saying that Michigan State's always been great at basketball.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it depends if you're a Michigan State fan, Sam. If you're not, then.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. More NCAA!
Honestly, I would say March Madness is great content. To say
more. Well,
Sam's an expert at this stuff, so we'll definitely have to get him on the show here.
At least college football is back. I think at least the playoffs, the bigger games, the big bowl games are back. The 30th and the 31st are the next 2 dates. I could be wrong. Maybe the 31st and the 1st are the quarterfinal games.
Also, guys,
which
just
will be big.
a lot more gaming content is going to be coming on to the channel as well. So maybe we'll be doing some rebuilding NCAA rosters together.
Ooh.
Adam and I have the same mic. Oh,
nice.
Adam, you and Sam
cool.
are
nice, Sam. That's what I like to hear. Great mic here. I just don't use it very often. Whoa. Sick mic. Jacob, you got to show us your mic. Better view of your mic. Nice.
Fun fact, I've had this microphone. There we go. I've had that microphone since grade 9 of high school.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And I'm old. I'm 31.
Well, Jacob, you're not that old. 31 is not that old, man.
That mic,
years older than me.
Fun fact, when this mic first came out, it was over $400. You can now buy it off Amazon for $89.99.
Wait, what year did you buy that mic?
08, roughly.
Okay, Jacob, I'm gonna make you feel old. I was 6 when you bought
6
that
or
mic.
7.
I was 6.
Sam's gonna get so upset in the comments now.
My
That
nephew
mic
has been
is-
doing that nonstop.
That's why the mic
Very
has a
long.
dent on it.
I was gonna say that's how legendary the mic is. It's dented.
It's got a dent. When I was moving my setup to a different room. I smashed it against the door frame. It still works. It still sounds great. So
That's not very good.
actually, fun fact. This has nothing to do with sports, but Dan and I went to Long and McQuaid, and Sam
that was-
Dan was 3-8. Holy cow!
You're as old as my brother. Oh my gosh. Well,
Anyways.
well, yeah.
Stop making Dan and I feel like senior citizens.
Yeah, I know.
Jacob, you're 8 years older than me. You're not
I'm
that
gonna
much
get the
older than
walker
me.
out soon.
So Dan and I were at Long and McQuaid, and Dan thought his microphone was expensive because we bought it on sale at Vision for I think $60.
Oh, that's not crazy.
I showed Dan one at Long and McQuade that was $5,900.
I was like, what?
Gosh.
He said
And I had
words
a
that we
mystery
couldn't say
box
at
at
the desk,
4,800.
and
Jeez Louise.
he was like, "How is that so expensive?" I'm like, "That's why, like, yeah." I'm like, "Dude, that's why your USB mic wasn't that expensive." But
I was fascinated last time. I was playing with the keyboard. Do. The place was so cool. I don't know anything about musical stuff at all, though. It's fun to watch.
But I do think covering more NCAA stuff is cool because that stuff is like the tournaments are fun. Like I know March Madness is a lot of fun. And college football's been fun, I guess. Like I don't
We
know.
gotta get Sam on the show here because Sam
Yeah.
knows NCAA. I go to school with Sam and sports entertainment marketing program at Seneca, and Sam is an expert at NCAA.
that's how Dan gets to school.
Expert, yeah, I take the train. Expert at football, expert at baseball as he works at the Barry Baycats. That is a part of the Canadian
Nice.
Baseball League.
Which I started working on Barry Baycats games so many years ago. They used to have a theme song.
Oh,
We
yeah.
are the
We're
home
Yeah,
team.
there you go.
The
Barry
Barry Baycats.
And they're going
Going
to
to
win
win
the
the
game. They
game.
are the home team. The
Wait, but-
Barry Baycats.
Oh my god. This
And
is
they're
amazing
going-
thinking.
To
But
win
Sam,
the
take
game.
But do you like trains?
I like
Black
trains.
trains.
Yeah,
Sam,
exactly. That's
take
why I was
train.
saying it, Dan. Oh my gosh. That's why I was saying it.
I don't think
Oh,
Sam
no.
even knows that video.
Dan and Sam deserve a round of applause for saving the planet one train ride at a time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Dan loves it
train.
when I say that he's very environmentally conscious by taking the train.
He is. He's an environmentalist, clearly. He's being good for the environment instead
That's
of
right.
driving.
Such
Good
a
on
good
you,
guy.
Dan.
Yay.
Such a good guy.
Oh, yes.
My brother does. They're just transportation to me. Fair enough.
Oh,
You know what though?
man.
I will say, once I moved to the Hammer, I started taking trains a lot more because when I was younger at Barrie, the train service sucked.
This was
I
a
never
funny
took it.
revelation to me for Jacob to have because when I started going to Argos games with him, this
I
was
was watching
funny because I was like, this has always been awesome. Like the GO train was always the best way to travel.
Oh yeah, because I remember the first time I said to Adam I drive to the games, you were like, "Why?"
I know.
It doesn't make any sense.
That's what I can say too.
Especially when you came here, when you moved to Hamilton, it made no sense for you to drive into Toronto. It made no sense to me. But of course, I've lived in Oakville for like 21 years of my life. So I'm like, I'm used to taking the train into Toronto. It just makes sense to me. I
100%.
hate when we drive into Toronto, me and my family, because I'm like it just like everybody is so.
Is it bad that
Bad
I
at
almost still
driving?
prefer driving?
It's not bad, but it's like
Easier. I'll admit it. I think just 'cause,
Yeah.
you know what, where I grew up, transit wasn't really wasn't much of an option in Barrie at
Yeah.
the time. So, like for example, in Barrie, even for Argo games now, sometimes you'd have to leave early so you wouldn't miss your train.
yeah.
And if anyone's not a CFL fan in the chat who's watching right now, I'm going to give you guys a little lesson here.
You can't
Listen
leave
up.
games early.
In the CFL, you never leave a game early.
Never.
We were at a game one year and the Argos hung on, but they were up by 23 with 6 minutes left and they won by 5.
Yeah, that's crazy. How's that
I
Edmonton
agree.
game? a couple
Barrie
years
in the
back?
2000 was dead for trains, absolutely, which is why,
Yeah.
so it used to be if you want to take a train from Barrie, you'd have to take a bus to Bradford,
Bradford.
then another bus to Newmarket, then a train to Toronto.
That's
So it
right.
would take you like a good 4 hours to get to
You
Toronto.
better take the bus one way down.
Dan, it's too bad Jesse isn't here. We're talking public transit.
Oh yes, he would have been perfect.
Adam's just like, I'm done with this conversation. I'm running away.
Oh, I gotta plug in my computer.
Speaking of,
Oh, by the way, if anyone sees Adam's shirt, it's a great shirt. Just once before we
this is a
die for the league.
phenomenal shirt that
I
my
know
dad
that's a nice one.
says just one before I die.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh no, but you can't see it in the background, Jacob. Wait, let me show you. My dad got me another one of these signs, and it's so funny. Let me pull it up, and I'll tell you guys what it says.
Okay.
Oh my god, take it out. So it says, "I don't always scream at my TV, but when I do, it's Leaf season." Yeah. It's epic. It's right there
That's great. I
on
love
my
it.
wall.
Love it. That's cool.
Yeah. So funny.
That's sweet. I gotta say too, since we have talked about cars and different things again on this show, but if you like this content, we are going to talk about cars some more at some point.
Absolutely.
Sam, do you do that often? Do you go off about trains very often? Seems like
Well, you'll be surprised. People like to talk about this stuff. We had some car questions come on the show a few times. I guess because people know my automotive background.
well, you guys talk about like cars a lot, so I'm not exactly surprised by that.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, so Sam does talk about trains a lot. Good to know.
I just talk about how bad transportation is in Oakville, and well, it is. Public transportation is absolutely horrible where I live. So, you know what?
But I would say, guys,
Shout out to
before we
Oakville
wrap up for the
Transportation.
night, I do want to quickly talk about some games going on tomorrow because his brother always tells him about them.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I know all
Oh,
about train history. And okay, Stan, quickly, Sam and Jesse need to become best friends. Anyone
Yes,
know
he's-
Dan's friend Jesse? And, you know, I shouldn't just say Dan's friends. I'm friends with him too. He's a very nice guy. He loves trains. He loves transportation.
does.
He could tell you any train, what model, and where it was built.
Oh, you know,
I
it's,
feel
no,
like that's
not.
what
He knows like
they
what boats are in the thing. He knows everything about it.
that's crazy.
Oh, it's
We need
nuts.
to look
Great
at the
talent.
games going on tomorrow.
We gotta talk about our predictions. I predicted that Finland is going to beat Latvia 5-2. What are your guys' predictions on that game?
Oh,
So
man.
Finland versus Latvia. I'm
I said
taking
5-2.
Latvia 2-1
You did say Latvia, that's right.
I'm gonna
in
say
overtime.
I'm gonna say
Oh.
1-0 Latvia.
1-0.
1-0
Wow.
I'm gonna go with Latvia. I just want
Like
to see
it.
some. I want to see a spicy result here
Exactly.
in the World Juniors today.
We
That's what-
can't
that's
get
why
the
I-
spicy
what's about.
content on the desk, although Dan says $20 is $20. But we have a
6-7.
6-7.
Well, Jacob, I'm surprised nobody's mentioned that you can now see me. Nobody else has mentioned that.
You
Dan
are-
was very surprised that he could see me today.
He
But
was.
everybody
Whoa!
can see me. Yeah, he's
Dan
very
assumed he didn't have
surprised.
a face, even though he's met him before multiple
Well, I got
times.
face.
True. That's true. It was a wild
So
surprise.
what do we think though
for
between
Dan.
the Switzerland Sweden game?
I got
Ooh,
Sweden
that's a
still
tough
winning.
one.
I got it like 4-3 in overtime for Sweden. I'll say.
Ooh.
I want to see some spicy and different results. So I'm going a Latvia win and Switzerland takes Sweden to overtime.
I'm gonna
Let's
go
go.
4-1 Sweden, but I think the game will be closer than the score. Like I think the Swiss
Yeah,
will play
okay.
well, but I think they're going to be kind of exhausted after that US game. Sweden's coming off a day of rest.
Fair enough.
Dan, what are your thoughts?
6-1 Sweden.
Okay. I just want to see two spicy results tomorrow. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see some results that mix things up here at the World Juniors. That's what Adam wants to see.
But I will
That'll
say
be
overall, I'm
awesome.
curious. I would say so far the World Juniors though 10 out of 10. Like the games have been great.
Oh, they have been 100%. Very
So much
tight
fun. My
competition.
favorite tournament. It's my favorite time of year for hockey is the World Juniors. I think
Yeah.
it's the most competitive hockey you'll watch.
100%.
It's the most wonderful time of the year,
It's
as I like
the
to say.
Wonderful time of the year.
Oh yeah.
And
Definitely.
also, too, quick shout out to the Toronto Argonauts made an interesting move today. I don't know. If you
Yeah,
heard
that was a
about this
strange
happening.
one.
So, the Toronto Argos want to revamp their coaching staff since they hired their new head coach in Mike Miller.
I'm kind of
Well,
worried. I didn't see this.
they have decided to add a Pennsylvania high school coach to their coaching staff.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now, however, this is where it gets a little interesting. Okay, so the Argos have hired Colin Hugh, if I'm pronouncing his name right, from Leachbridge, Pennsylvania. And it looks like he's going to be coaching the defensive line for the Toronto Argos. Now, here's where it becomes more interesting. He did have a pre-existing relationship with Mike Miller, who served as a defensive line coach at the university at Robert University in 2006. So this new coach they got was a senior for the team at the time who recorded 48 tackles and 8 tackles for losses, 5 sacks. So these guys have a rapport together already.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, I kind of like that the Argos went off the board and bringing in a coach that no one's expecting.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be harder for other teams to maybe game plan for this because no one saw this coming. It's not like there's a bunch of film on Pennsylvania high school.
No.
Well, you never know, Jacob. You never know.
Don't forget
some very grainy footage of Pennsylvania high school football.
It's like found footage from Until Dawn.
Yeah.
And don't forget
really grainy, real pixelated footage.
Don't forget, too, the Argos also brought in Jim Barker this offseason. Legendary Argo back in with the Argos. Pinball Clemens, Mike Miller, great relations with Chad Kelly. I think it's going to be a whole different year for the Argos this year. I really do. Do we want to guess some NFL scores or no?
No,
yeah, we can quickly do. We can do that. Calgary.
We're gonna go some real random scores here, guys. Not gonna lie.
So let's, why don't we go over the end? Maybe we'll even try to go. Maybe we'll try to come on tomorrow and do after some maybe after the NFL and some NHL games tomorrow.
Oh, let's do that. That's good.
So tomorrow we have the Buccaneers versus Dolphins, a do or die game for the Bucs. And I hate to say it, the Bucs are gonna die.
Okay, Jacob, you ready for my score?
Miami Dolphins are going to win this one 17-7.
Wow.
Are you ready, Jacob, for my crazy score?
I'm ready.
It's ready. It's going to be 120 to 42 for the Bucs. There you go. There's my crazy score for tomorrow.
Are you not an NFL fan, Adam?
Well, no, I just really wanted to do a crazy score for the NFL because
okay.
I did 2 crazy results.
That's the game. I agree.
That's going to be the game of the
I think
day.
Sam is talking about the game of the week here, which is the Bills versus the Eagles.
Is that tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Not the primetime game. No, that's a
Really?
4:25. It's a weird
primetime game is the
It's going to suck, isn't it?
Bears versus 49ers. So that could be a good game.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a great game. Ooh, I can't wait for that, actually.
Dan, who are you taking between the Bucs and the Dolphins?
I'm taking the Bucs. I think they're going to get it done.
The Bake Show.
They have to.
Yeah, I think they're going to get it done. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I could see the Bucs winning 18-10 or something like that.
So, Dan, you really don't think there's a possibility that we're going to see a 120
No.
42 result?
Maybe a basketball
that's
game, not a
happening
football game. They get their sports mixed up.
As if you're booting up Madden 26 and you're playing on the easiest level.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
That's a good
exactly.
point. And you suck at defense on that game.
We also have the Patriots versus the Jets. I think this will be
Ooh.
kind of a walk in the park for the Patriots.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Which
really
sucks
just
for the
wanna
Bills because I think the Bills need the Patriots to lose this one, but I don't think the Patriots will.
I really just want to see
I would
I
love
don't know.
some
I think it will be closer because I really do think that it'd be funny if it was close. I don't think it will actually be close, but you never know at this point, really, because
the Jets
look
just
at how
can't
well
score.
the Patriots have been doing. I'm gonna say 20-23. I'm still gonna give it to the Patriots, though. I just think it would be really funny. If,
So what are your
because
thoughts?
I
Dan?
do think the Patriots will look past this game. I do think that's a big possibility because this team's this iteration of the Patriots have never been in this situation before.
That's fair.
So there is the possibility they overlook the
Drake.
New York Jets because the New York Jets suck.
I'm going to say the Patriots are going to blow out for Jets. I think it's going to be 31-10.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
And yes,
Oh,
Sam,
yeah.
New Year's Eve. That's going to be a fun one between Ohio State and Miami. Plus, we got World
Jacob.
Juniors New Year's Eve.
Jacob, it's not Ohio State. It's the
Oh, the
Ohio State Buckeyes. Because that, Jacob, that's their official university name. Their official. Look this up. It's their official name. The Ohio State University. That is the name of their school.
You know what, Adam?
Very serious.
Have me arrested then, because I'm not.
I do. Oh, have you guys ever watched the show The Rookie? There's such a funny song. So it's like, arrest me, but make it sexy. So funny.
I don't know if you've seen that clip. It's quite funny.
That's funny. That's so
I hope
funny.
Adam never.
I haven't watched that show in forever, but I do like it.
Let's go to the Steelers versus the Browns. And look, I desperately want Dan to wear some sort of clown outfit on.
Wait, are they at 9 wins? The Steelers now?
The Steelers are at 9.
Damn it.
I'm saying the Cleveland Browns and Shedeur Sanders are going to get a big dub over the Steelers. The Ravens need a Steelers loss. I want the last week of the season to be more interesting. Let's go Browns. Let's go Shedeur. And I'm going to say that the Browns will win this one. I'm going to say low scoring. We're going to go 17-14. Walk-off field goal for the Browns.
I'm going to go 23-21 for the Cleveland Browns. Myles Garrett gonna get like 50 sacks. No, I'll be realistic with my number. It'll be 7 sacks. I think that's a realistic number.
Yeah, I think it could be.
He's that good. He's really that good. Like,
what's your thoughts, Dan?
I think the Steelers are going to get for 10 wins. I think they're going to get it done, but I do think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going to say 22-14.
Dan has such a bias because he really needs that win, or else he has to wear a clown suit. So you know what? That's just such bias. I do want to shout out Sam's latest comment. Ohio State versus Michigan is an amazing ride. Their game this year was a blowout because Michigan just sucked this year. No offense, Sam. It's true. Michigan did not have a great year this year. Well, no, they actually had a good year. Mind you, they actually had a good year compared to what they did the year before. They actually had a decent year this year, but Ohio State was just so much better.
You know, Michigan hasn't been great at football the last couple of years. We're just known for being a football state.
Well, like 2 years ago,
Rodgers is washed.
Boo!
Like Michigan won the Natty 2 years ago. They weren't great this year, but they weren't terrible compared to like 2 years ago. Yeah, Ohio State should win the Natty this year. Ohio State is just so good. Them or Indiana. Indiana. They're both really good.
We also, though, have the Jaguars versus Colts. The Colts have nothing to play for anymore. They've been eliminated from the playoffs.
I think old man Phillip Rivers is gonna tear apart the Jags. I think this is gonna be a Phillip Rivers, this is gonna be a Phillip Rivers masterclass. 45-20.
Wow, I like it.
Well, no,
you know what though? I think
genuinely see.
I like it.
Honestly,
I think it's a little too high scoring, but I could see Phillip Rivers. I thought he looked great last week, even though they didn't get the dub.
Yeah, give me old man Rivers.
I'm gonna go Colts 29-9.
Whoa.
Give me Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. Give me Phil.
What's your thoughts,
old
Dan?
Man Phil.
I think the Rivers are going to score first. I think going
the Rivers.
Yeah.
The Indianapolis Rivers.
The Colts. Wow, getting a little tired. We are midnight now, almost 2 hours live. So thank you, everyone. The Colts. I think the Colts are going to win this 32-23.
Ooh.
Then we have the Saints versus the Titans. Now, here's something. One of these teams will actually, you know what? One of these teams might not get a win. They could tie because they both suck. Saints are 5-10. Titans are 3-12. This is the game where, like, let's say, like, you need to go to the bathroom and you want to throw a game on your phone while you're quickly doing your business. This is the game you put on. This game's not.
You're taking a Walt Disney poo-poo, as I like to call it.
I'm going to say the Titans will win this one. We'll say 20-14. I don't really care.
I'm going to go 3-0. 3-0 for the Titans. It's going to be horrendous. This game's going to be so bad. It's going to be 3-0. It's going to be that bad.
What's your thoughts, Dan?
I agree with Adam's going to be a low-scoring game. I think the Titans are going to be the upsetters here, and I think the Titans are
Upsetters,
going
they both suck.
They terrible.
Yeah, but the Saints got more wins, right? So they might be the favorite going into bettings. But
Screw it. You know what? 7-7 tie. Neither team gets a dub because they're both terrible.
I think the Titans are going to win 12-9.
12-9.
No, this is going to be a tie game. It's going to be 0-0. It's going to be that bad. It's going to be nobody's going to score in this game, and it's going to be a tie. It's going to be so bad.
We also have the Panthers versus, I agree, both teams are ass.
Yeah, they are so bad.
We also have the Panthers versus the Seahawks. And correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I think if the Panthers win, they're in.
I think so, yeah.
Because then I don't think the...
No, wait, I think they're eliminated because I think it's
they're
the
not.
Packers
They're in the hunt. According to
I thought the Packers had gone the last spot. That's my bad.
No, but remember, they could get into by winning their division.
Oh yeah.
The playoff picture in the NFL is really.
They play the Bucks one more time.
They do, but right now they're 8-7. So if they win and the Bucks lose, I think
they win the division.
Then they win the division, which means they make the playoffs. So it's a big game. Now the Seahawks have been struggling. Seahawks have been good this year. I should say. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Sam Darnold, man, the Vikings must be hating their life.
I know.
Sam Darnold rip teams apart.
I know. They get on the Seahawks game with Lewis.
Not Eugene Lewis. Geno Lewis. Eugene Lewis is a receiver.
This is going to be a Bryce Young legacy game. I got my boy Bryce Young. Turning back the clock to his Bama days. Let's go, Bryce. Let's go, Bryce. He's been great recently. I got my boy Bryce Young getting this big dub tonight.
Sam says
not tonight, tomorrow.
Adam says, Geno Smith. Thank you. I meant
Geno, yeah.
Eugene Lewis is, I don't know why.
Eugene, you were way off.
Way off, bud.
I was so confused on who.
You're a different league, you're a different country, bro.
Okay, anyways.
What are you talking about?
I am taking the Carolina Panthers as well to win this game. I think the Panthers lock in their playoff spot today. The Seahawks don't have as much to play for as the Panthers do, as the Seahawks have locked in. I believe they've locked into the playoffs. And honestly, Sam, I will admit this. I am more of a CFL fan than an NFL fan. This is the time of year that I start to really like the NFL, especially I will say the NFL season has been more entertaining this year.
It's been a great season.
I still prefer the CFL. I always have. I always will.
I like both the same.
On our social media posts saying no one cares about the CFL. I'm like, well, then tell that to the 10 million people who watch the Grey Cup. But
I just really want Bryce Young to win.
Like, Dan, what's your thoughts here? Are you taking Seattle?
I think it's going to be one of the best games of the week.
Are you taking Luke Wilson's former team?
I am taking Luke Wilson's former team. You
can love two things.
I am taking Seattle 30-27. I think it's going to be a very close game.
For your
Seahawks is one of my secondary teams. I love the Seahawks.
You think this might be the game of the week? And I will say, I think Sam Darnold proved people wrong last week with that humongous win over the Rams. Look, I think the Seahawks could be a real contender this year. I
agree. I hope my Bills get it done, but if not, it's going to be the Seahawks. I think they're that good.
My brother is an Alabama fan, so I root for Bama players in the NFL. That's fair.
Good call, yeah.
Next, we have the Cardinals and Bengals. I think this is a slam dunk for the Bengals because Joe Burrow's still playing.
100%.
Joe Burrow.
Look, I'm going to say this. I honestly feel Joe Burrow doesn't get injured. The Bengals are in the playoffs without a doubt.
Oh, yeah, no.
Joe Burrow, so many people say he's washed, and it drives me nuts. So this guy's an elite quarterback.
We
all love him.
They probably win the division this year, to be honest.
100%.
Like the way those two teams have been playing this year, like I wouldn't have been surprised if they did.
But Cardinals suck at 3-12. Kyler Murray, they got to move on from Kyler Murray.
Oh yeah, no, Kyler Murray's just been rough.
But I'm going to take Cincinnati in a blowout. I'm going to say 30-9.
I would agree. I'm not going to say 30-9. I'm going to say 45-12.
Good one.
Oh, and we have a Heisman comment here.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You know what? I'll be honest. I don't know anything about who he is. I do know the Heisman is like the MVP. So we could say Joey B for MVP.
Best player in the nation.
Joe Burrow.
I think there's nothing wrong with admitting you don't know a sport.
Joe Burrow.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I do love college football video games. I picked up College Football 26 recently, so I'm hoping to do some series content on College Football 26.
Well, Jacob, I want to come on with you, and I want to just like troll.
Honestly, you know what, Adam the GOAT.
Yeah,
we can do some content.
I am the GOAT. I am the GOAT.
Let's go Giants versus Raiders.
What about my option about the Joe Burrow game?
Okay, Dan. I thought you already said it. I'm assuming you're going to say the Bengals.
Yes, I'm going to say the Bengals. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think they can win this game. I think we're going to win this game 40-15.
Oh, yeah.
Heisman.
Do you know what that is either, Jacob? That's the U Sports hot. Like that's the best player in university sports in Canada. I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's what that award is.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Because the Heisman's the best player in the country in college football.
Which, by the way, we gotta do more content on university sports here in Canada. There's a lot.
Oh yeah, no. U Sports this year was like. I know U Sports football was crazy because
it was. I watched a little bit. I don't know why CBC doesn't air more of those.
I'm trying to remember which team it was, but I'm pretty sure like there was.
Well, I could get into that, but I'll be political. So
Dan, you're not.
I think it was. Dan. I think it was Waterloo, or it was. Oh my gosh, what university is out in London?
Western.
You do know you use
Western lost. Lost for the first time in like the quarterfinals.
That was a shock.
Like that's crazy to me.
I will say too. I do watch the Vanier Cup every year.
Yeah.
Before we'll get
the Vanier Cup was good this year,
and then we'll finish up the NFL games. I don't know why they don't do the Vanier Cup the same weekend as the Grey Cup. Just do it on the Saturday.
Yeah, they do.
I totally agree. It'd be so much better.
They should do it the same stadium, same weekend to make that part of your Grey Cup experience.
This year they did it in Saskatchewan. They played it in Saskatchewan. Like
it was a good game, by the way. Great game.
It was a good game.
But. So, yeah, Sam, they did used to. I remember they used to. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they don't. You know what? I'm going to email the commissioner.
Yeah, well, TSN lost the game. They don't have the right.
CBC does it now.
That game.
Oh, that's why I didn't think of that. Yeah, you're right.
Well, CBC used to show more games than they do. But they only show the Vanier Cup, I think.
I don't know why they just don't do a game of the week.
I don't know. They used to show at least a game a week, and then I think they now only have the rights to the Vanier Cup. I don't even think they do the playoffs.
Playoffs?
If I'm not mistaken.
No,
but Raiders versus Giants.
Oh, man. Oh yes.
You know what? The Giants, as much as they've oh my gosh, the Raiders have also only won 2 games. So this is sad.
Oh, the Raiders.
But I feel at least with the Giants, like I've seen some progression.
Well, you know, Jackson Dart.
Dart, and I think if that Scottaboosh didn't get injured, might be a different season. I'm going to take the Giants in this one. I think out of the 2 teams that are poop, I think the Giants are less stinky poop.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Dart. I'm going to give Dart the dub. I'm going to go low scoring because these 2 teams are
Raiders
bad.
are ass.
I'm going to go like 21-3 for the Giants.
They did, yeah.
Sportsnet also like suck at anything not NFL related or NBA related. Like the coverage is just so bad in every.
Well, they do good NHL coverage.
Yeah, that's what I said. Outside of oh my gosh, my words, NHL and NBA, they suck at anything they do.
We do good at baseball.
Yeah,
they do actually. I will say
and all that. We do a guy, Dan Campbell, not Dan Campbell. Jim, what's his name? Campbell something. Anyway, he does a great job.
Soup. Dan, who's going to win, Raiders or Giants?
I'm taking the Raiders on this one. Yeah, I think it's going to be the upset.
The Raiders are so bad.
I think it's going to be. I think the score is going to be like 18-15.
Okay, fair enough.
Sportsnet does great NHL stuff. Yeah, they do spend a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
That's so true.
Let's go Eagles versus Bills, which I think this is going to be
a game.
And look, when I say, I'm not just saying this because I'm a Bills fan, but I think the Eagles are kind of a fraud at 10-5. And I think the Bills are going to take care of business this week, and they're going to take down the Eagles. Look, I think when I say they're a fraud, I think the Eagles are a decent team, but they're way too inconsistent. And that offense, I don't know what it is, but AJ Brown and Jalen Hurst seem to be beefing half the time. And
that's true.
I'm going to take the Bills in this one. Josh Allen seems to be on a mission right now.
Oh yeah,
And I think the Bills will win this game. I'm going to say 24-17.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna say the Bills get the win. I'm gonna go 35-32. It's gonna be a shootout.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a shootout for sure. That's a good yell.
Damn, I shouted for you.
Thank you.
Who are you taking, Dan?
I'm taking the Bills 38-32.
Whoa,
you
you
were
and
about to do
Sam
this
almost.
thing.
Oh,
Yes,
look at
Sam.
that. They were
Like-
close.
No, Dave, I saw you looking down, and I was like, "Is Dan about to take Sam?"
No, it didn't. Whoa, that's close.
Then we have
Nice.
the Bears versus the 49ers.
That's
Oh,
the
this is gonna
prime
be a
time
big
game.
as well.
Big
This will be
one.
a good game. There are a couple really good games on the docket this week in the NFL.
Yeah.
Bears are 11-4. 49ers are 11-4. The Bears have been a shock this year.
They have been 100%.
I'm gonna go
they've been
last
good.
here. Dan, what's your pick? Bears or 49ers?
I'm picking the 49ers. I've always liked the 49ers. And I think it's going to be a very competitive game. Say 49ers 28-25.
Well, like Jacob, you said Josh Allen looks like a man on mission. Well, Brock Purdy looks like a man on mission at
100%.
the
Brock
moment.
Big
True.
I'm
cock
gonna
block.
go 49ers. Let's see. I'm gonna go 49ers 30, Bears 21.
So no one has stole. I honestly was worried, so I was going to steal Sam at 27-24. 40.
No, I already saw that score before I predicted mine. I was like,
Nice guess,
So,
Sam. Like
I will
it.
avoid that.
I will say this: you say about him about certain players being on a mission. What Caleb Williams did against the Packers last week
Oh, that was nuts.
was absolutely insane. This kid has figured it out. Bears are taking it down the 49ers in overtime.
Whoa.
27-20.
Wow.
I
It's gonna be a
thought
crazy
Jacob was about
game.
to do it.
It's going to be a crazy game. No, I didn't say 27-26.
I thought you were just gonna say 27-24. I thought you were gonna take Sam's score, but reverse it. With the Bears.
27-20. Ohio State Brock Purdy is getting the job done. Mr.
He is.
Irrelevant.
Super nice guy, too, giving away 90 cars.
90 cars to
He's
war
feeding
veterans
families,
and
yep.
to other people
Shout
in the
out Brock
community.
Purdy.
He's
And
super
then
nice
one
guy.
game tomorrow on Monday, because I mean it is Sunday now. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Yeah,
Uh,
happy
My
Sunday.
dudes.
Rams versus Falcons. And I mean, let's be honest, the Rams should demolish the Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
Falcons are 6-9, 6-9, 69, great number. And the Rams are 11-4. I mean, I think Matthew Stafford's the MVP this year.
Yeah.
And I think the Rams just completely demolished the Falcons 30-8.
Wow.
I'm gonna say
This
I'm
game's
gonna
not
run
close.
up the score on you. I'm gonna say it's gonna be. Is it the Falcons they're playing?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say 60-7. I'm gonna say the score's gonna get ran up by the Rams. Let's go.
Looks like Sam's agreeing with you.
Yeah, this is gonna be like a demolition.
42-3.
Oh, my gosh.
I thought I was being mean.
I
Dan,
said
are you
I
gonna
had a 53
Dan, what are your
for
thoughts? Are you
Dolphins.
taking the Falcons?
No, I'm taking the Rams 45-18.
Okay.
You're being so kind, Dan.
I
Your
am.
score
I'm in generous
prediction.
mood.
And that's all. Then after that, that'll wrap up week 17 of the NFL.
Yeah, sorry I threw that in there, Jacob. I thought being a Saturday day is a perfect time to talk about super NFL Sunday. So I
Hey,
appreciate
no
it.
problem whatsoever. We still have plenty of people here with us who don't like to sleep. So
Yeah, but who are not commenting. Sam's like the only one who's been commenting for the last.
That's
like,
okay. You don't have a comment,
happens.
right? Sometimes just
People like to sit.
Well,
there.
listen.
Shout out to Sam though for the comments.
100%.
Sam
Thank you,
kept the
Sam.
the shop. Yeah, I kept messing up my words. The show going. Jeez Louise. It's been a tough day for work.
But I
Maybe
would
we'll have
say
Sam
on
on
that
the show soon.
bombshell, it is time to wrap up the show.
Supporting the fellas.
We do. Calgary is still, by the way, quick recap on NHL tonight still going on. The Sharks are beating the Canucks 4-2.
Ooh,
Flames are ahead 2-1 halfway through the third.
Wow.
We have the Vegas Golden Knights and the Avalanche tied at 4.
Wow.
Avalanche have only lost 2 games in regulation this year. Fun fact.
Yeah,
The
that's
team's
crazy.
just give them the Stanley Cup already.
Oh,
The Kings cream the Ducks 6-1. Blues beat the Preds. You know it's a bad day when you can't even beat the Blues. Blackhawks beat the Stars in a shootout. So there's a
Wow.
surprise.
Blackhawks.
Washington Capitals get a big win over the Devils.
Ovi.
Hurricanes
goal.
spanked the Red Wings 5-2. The Battle of Florida was very,
That game was
very
nuts.
And yes, Sam, we really do appreciate the support. Thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you.
sir.
Yeah.
But yes, we Battle of Florida with a 4-2 win, Tampa over Florida. We know the Leafs won. Jets lose again, 4-3 in
no.
overtime. The Buffalo Sabres cream the Boston Bruins 4-1.
What?
And the Islanders shut out the Rangers again 2-0 with Big Save Dave.
Yeah, Riddick.
Shut out.
Oh,
David
I thought the Leafs
Riddick.
still kept him. I liked him.
let's go, David Riddick. Shout out to David
I
Riddick.
like that dude.
David, funny enough, David Riddick's actually having a decent year.
Yeah, he is. Great backup.
2.25 goals against average, a 919 save percentage. He might make Team Czechia for the Olympics.
Oh, for sure he will.
Check. David
He's
Riddick's
Czech.
check. I did not know Dave.
He
Riddick
is, yeah.
Riddick's been playing really well of late.
Wow.
Excellent.
Good for big save Dave.
Has allowed 3 goals or less in his last 5 games. Actually, more in his last 5. It's 1, 2, 3,
more,
4, 5, 6,
Round of applause for
7,
big save
8,
Dave.
9. Out of his last 10 games, he's only allowed more than 3 once.
Wow.
That's impressive.
So give David Riddick some credit. He's the backup in Long Island, but he's giving them some really good numbers.
Long Island's gonna have one of the best goaltenders in the whole league. Goaltending.
Well, they got Sorokin and then Big Save Dave.
Yeah,
Where's
that's crazy.
Romaloff? Even.
I'm
Or
not
did
sure.
Romaloff retire? And I'm just
I think
like,
he retired.
I feel like I'm just like forgetting that Ilya Romaloff.
He
Which
was
the
a great goalie,
Islanders
too, back
are
in the day.
currently second in their division, only 3 points behind the Hurricanes. Who had that on their bingo card?
Yeah,
Not me.
he's crazy.
And
Matthew
Toronto,
Safer.
if their win, is still second last in the wild card race, but is only 3 points behind the Florida Panthers for the last wild card spot, and
Yeah.
only 6 points behind Montreal. Yeah, Dan, focus up.
Yeah. Walk in, Dan.
I am in.
Dan's getting arrested. It's the garbage.
Yeah, this feels like a Sabrina Carpenter contract. Sabrina Carpenter concert with somebody getting arrested at the end of the night.
What?
No, Jeff. Okay, well, you guys don't get it. Never mind. Okay, I should have brought it up with you guys.
I get
You guys-
it.
Oh, okay. Good thing Jacob understands.
By the way, everyone's going. I just want to quickly point out, everyone's crapping on Calgary. You know, Calgary has the same amount of points as Winnipeg right now.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Cowboys
Both have
catching up.
34. Calgary, though, fun fact, only 5 points out of a playoff spot. If they win today, they're 3 points out.
Yeah, Cowboys catching up.
Say what you want about Calgary. They're hanging around.
Yeah.
If they're hanging around, if they can hang around, potentially make a deal at the deadline, man, Chicago's really dropped, though.
We all about Calgary's going to sell. Maybe we'll be
Chicago's
buyers.
also only 5 points out, and the Sharks are only 2 points out of a playoff spot. San Jose, the Blues are only 1 point out of a playoff spot. So they've been starting to make a bit of a run.
I called it in our preseason show. I think San Jose is going to be the wild card team this year that makes a push for a playoff one.
Well, they're so young, but like they're gotten.
Yeah, they got some great.
Pellegrini is really showing that he's the dude.
Him
He's
and Will
him.
Smith got another year under the belt. They made some great off-season pickups with Jeff Skinner and Dimitri Olof and Ryan Reeves. And boy, I really like our San Jose.
Oh yeah, Ryan Reeves. That's the reason why they're scoring lots of goals. Dan.
Big
But
Reeves.
no, but seriously, Jacob, Ryan Reeves really helps with the leadership of our dressing room. And the players can play with more confidence having Ryan Reeves on the bench. No, you know I'm right.
You should have named Reeves captain.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for the boo to come from that.
Dan, put a box back on your head.
Yeah.
On that bombshell, I think it's time we wrap up the show tonight. We did NHL, we did NFL, World Juniors, CFL,
NHL.
lots of CFL, some CFL stuff, and I already said NHL. Dan, get right.
We were on for 2 hours.
NBA too,
And some NBA. That we crammed a lot in the
NCAA.
2 hours and 60 and NCAA. But I want to thank everyone for joining us at the desk, and also, all the comments, the likes, the shares. Remember, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe on YouTube. We're up to 84 subscribers. But if we can get up to that 100, that puts us into a higher algorithm. I'm as well just be honest with you guys. So that's going to help us get more viewers and more people seeing our beautiful faces, including Adam's face, because now we know he has a face.
Yeah, because now my beautiful face can be seen.
Have a great night, Sam.
Have a good one,
You
Sam.
know what, Sam? As one of my favorite YouTubers says, call me Kevin. Good night, everyone. Sleep really nicely.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us at the desk. I'm the self-proclaimed sports analyst, joined by Mr. More for Your Money.
Woo!
And Adam the GOAT, who is no longer scared.
That's true. Well, can you stop saying the no longer scared? The no longer scared part is not up in my name anymore. It's gonna
You know what,
confuse
Adam?
people.
I remember when you were a scared young man, just trying to make it through life, trying to live his dream.
Listen.
But thanks very much, everyone, for joining. We'll try to come back tomorrow, maybe after some World Juniors and some football, NHL. We'll give you some more reaction. But until then, thanks for watching. Have a good one, folks. And remember, at the analyst desk every day.
Thank you for the good show comment.
Always feels like game day. Can't get through a throw without Dan interrupting. But thank you very much. Hey, man, we always appreciate your support, your comments, and thank you for subscribing.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Have a good night, everyone, or a good morning, wherever time zone you're in. We'll see you on the flip side.
Bye-bye.
Now we can actually see Adam wave.
Yeah.